A presentation of CSN, the Creative Sports Radio Network, brings you Arkansas Traveler Baseball. Today's game is brought to you by the ITT Technical Institute online at itt-tech.edu. By Coca-Cola, make it real. By Miller Lite, prevent taste loss with Miller Lite. By Allstate, you're in good hands with Allstate. And by the Sonic Drive-In. Arkansas Traveler Baseball is brought to you statewide on the Creative Sports Radio Network by Vail Honda. See the new Honda cars and trucks today. The U.S. Air Force, cross them to the blue. The Bank of the Ozarks with several locations to serve you. And by the Conedo Tax Advisory Group. And now, the Texas League Arkansas Travelers.
From Little Rock, Arkansas Traveler Baseball is on the air. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ray Winder Field. This morning, minor league baseball and the Texas League present the Arkansas Travelers and the Tulsa Drillers in Game 4 of a 5-game series. It's a gorgeous afternoon here on a Monday morning here in Little Rock. I said afternoon. It is the morning. Everybody's still kind of getting their wits about themselves after yesterday's loss to the Tulsa Drillers 8-5. The Drillers in the last 2 ball games have put up 23 runs against the Trav pitching staff that came into this series with an ERA of 2.17 at Ray Winder Field. Things were looking good after a Friday victory against the Drillers, and the Travs had tied Tulsa for first place, but the last 2 ball games it has been all Tulsa, especially late in the game as the Drillers have been able to pull away in the last 3 innings. Today, the Travs will be looking for a good start from right-hander Steven Shell with a beleaguered bullpen that is not very well rested. The Travs looking for at least 7 innings out of the right arm of Shell. He'll be making his 8th appearance of the season with 1 win and 3 losses and a 3.96 ERA. His mound opponent for Tulsa is left-hander Zach Parker at 3-2. Parker's earned run average is 4.62. This is the second and final Dr. Pepper Sonic School Day of the 2005 season. Travs last played a morning game here in Little Rock against the Corpus Christi Hooks on May the 4th and ended up with a late-inning victory against the Hooks. Mike Elward had hit a 2-run homer as part of a 3-run 7th inning, and the Travs won that ball game 4-2. And now today they'll be playing yet another morning game. And, you know, this isn't the only ballpark in the Texas League that has a Screaming Kids Day. This will be the 5th School Kids Day that the Travs are involved in, and they've gone 3-1 when playing in front of the kids. They've won here in Little Rock against Corpus Christi. They've already defeated the Drillers in a game at Driller Stadium last month, and also the Travs have defeated Corpus Christi in a game at Whataburger Field that was started at 12 in the afternoon for school kids. The only time the Travs lost a School Kids Day was against the Wichita Wranglers in Wichita at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Travs lost that ball game by a 7-2 final score on April 26th. This is a ball club that plays pretty well in the natural light. Day games, the Travs are 7-4. Yesterday was that 4th loss when they played in the daytime. It's a spectacular day for baseball. It's not going to be all that hot, very comfortable. It is 65 degrees right now with partly cloudy skies. And the Travs and the Drillers getting set for Game 4 of this series. Now, the best the Travs can do to get out of this series would be to tie the Drillers for first place, because today they've come in 2 games out of first behind the Drillers. And another little piece of news, you might have seen it on the news yesterday or on the Travs website, Travs.com. Irvin Santana has been promoted to the major leagues. Santana is going to be starting in Cleveland tomorrow night for the Angels against the Indians and becomes just the second Traveler since the Angels affiliation began in 2001 to go straight up to Anaheim. Of course, Casey Cochran did that last year in May, and we've never seen Casey since. So we're probably saying goodbye to Irvin Santana for the rest of his career. And as Nathan Christian said yesterday, he probably won't be coming back to Arkansas unless he gets into duck hunting. And so Santana starts for the Angels tomorrow night, and that leaves a wide-open hole in the Arkansas starting rotation. It'll be filled by Delvin James. But as of right now, the Travs are a little short in the bullpen. Today, as I said, they're going to need at least 7, maybe 8 innings out of Steven Shell. Traveler starting pitchers the last 3 games have failed to work into the 7th inning, and certainly no coincidence that the Travs have lost the last 2 ball games by combined 23 runs for the Tulsa Drillers, while the Travs have put up 15. And of course, it's SpongeBob SquarePants is going to get played. Well, this is already the 3rd time that I think SpongeBob has been played at the ballpark today. So, what is it, 5 times? This is the 5th time that we played SpongeBob SquarePants. We're probably going to set a new world record for SpongeBob SquarePants played at a baseball park. I'll take a wild guess and say it'll be played another 11 times because we haven't even had the first pitch of the game thrown. We usually play it at least 11 times during a game, and so it is widely recommended that if you do not enjoy SpongeBob SquarePants, you might want to turn the radio down a little bit at times. Because it is going to be played incessantly throughout the morning and the early afternoon in front of a crowd that is expected to reach up to about 5,000, maybe a little bit more. Of course, we had a little less than 6,000 at the ballpark the last time that we had a Screaming Kids Day here at Raywinder Field. Well, the lineups have just been exchanged at home plate. Let's get to the starting lineups for you. We'll begin with the Drillers. Come in today at 22 and 14. They will have Jeff Salazar at the top of the order, and Salazar, the center fielder. Batting second for Tulsa, the left fielder, Tony Miller. Hitting third, and at third base, Tommy Nicholson. Cleaning up for the Drillers, the right fielder, Sean Barker. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Ryan Spilborghs. In the 6th hole is first baseman Corey Slavic, and all that he has done is destroy Trav pitching. He's hit 4 home runs against the Travs. He's batting .400 against them. Jayson Nix bats 7th. He'll be at second base with Dan Conway, the 8-hitter, catching. Batting 9th. And at shortstop for the Drillers is Doug Bernier. The Travs today come in with 20 wins and 16 losses. They're in second place 2 games back. Center fielder Reggie Willits bats leadoff. Batting second and at second base is Alberto Callaspo. Hitting third and at shortstop Erick Aybar. David Gates cleans up, and Gates is in left field. Hitting fifth for the Travelers, the right fielder Tommy Murphy. Batting sixth, the designated hitter Mike Elward. In the 7th hole, the first baseman Greg Porter. Brent Del Chiaro bats 8th. He will catch. And batting 9th and at third base, Ryan Leahy. Closer look at the starting pitching matchup. Right-hander Steven Shell for the Travs. It is his 8th appearance of the year. His 2nd against the Drillers. Shell's record, 1 win, 3 losses, and a 3.96 ERA. Last time Shell faced the Drillers, got a no decision in an 8-5 loss at Driller Stadium, April the 18th. It was his first quality start of the season, allowing just 1 earned run on 5 hits in 5 innings. But again, the Travs lost that ball game 8-5. Shell's been pitching pretty well recently. He's gone 7 innings, 2 out of the last 4 starts, and has allowed 7 runs total in those last 4 starts. He's seen his ERA go down from 6.59 to 3.96 over those last 4 starts. Shell has thrown 38 2/3 innings with 40 base hits allowed. 6 of those base hits, however, have been home runs. It's been one of his bigger problems of the year is allowing long balls. 16 walks against 28 strikeouts. Shell 6'5", 190 pounds. He's 21 years old and hails from El Reno, Oklahoma. Actually, Shell 22 years old. Turned 22 on March the 10th. Meanwhile, it is Zach Parker pitching for the Drillers. It'll be his 8th appearance of the season. He's a left-hander out of Austin, Texas, with a record of 3-2 and a 4.62 earned run average. Parker has faced the Travs once. That was on April the 19th. And on that game, April the 19th, 12-6, the Travs were losers in that ball game. Parker got a no decision and gave up 1 run on 5 hits, struck out 6 in 5 innings. Parker's other numbers, 37 innings, 48 base hits. He's walked 9. He's struck out 24. 3 homers allowed, and 4 wild pitches thrown. Parker is 6'2", 205 pounds, out of Austin, Texas. He is 23 years old. Zach Parker on the mound today for the Tulsa Drillers. The umpiring crew: Chris Tiller, Jeff Macias, Barry Larson. Tiller, the crew chief behind the plate today. Macias will be the third base umpire, and Barry Larson will be making the calls at first base. Steven Shell still throwing his warm-ups down the right field line. We've had a whole lot of late starts recently as Trav's starting pitchers. Well, they should be taking their time. And Shell doing just that, working with Brent Delpiar down the right field line under the watchful eye of pitching coach Keith Comstock. All the other games in the Texas League today, they're going to be later on tonight. We'll run quickly through yesterday's Texas League action. The Frisco Rough Riders were defeated by San Antonio 5-3. And that helped the Missions get within 5.5 games of Midland. The Rockhounds were rained out. They were supposed to be playing against the Corpus Christi Hooks, but instead they'll play a doubleheader this evening at Midland's Citibank Field. Over in the East Division, it was Springfield over Wichita. That ended the Wranglers' 7-game win streak. Springfield was a winner by a final score of 6-2 in a game that lasted only 2 hours and 26 minutes. We had 3 very quick games in the Texas League yesterday. 2:29, Frisco and San Antonio, the Travs Ball Club, and the Tulsa Drillers game. That took about 2 hours 25 minutes, and then the Wranglers hosting Springfield only 2 hours and 26 minutes. With Springfield winning, they get within 6 games of first place, and in 4 games in back of second place Arkansas. We've got a very tight East Division now. Travs 2 games out, Wichita 5 in back of Tulsa, Springfield only 6 games out, and Springfield in last place is just 6 games out. In the West Division, Midland is 5.5 games ahead of second place San Antonio, with Corpus Christi at 11 games out, and the Frisco Rough Riders are 12.5 games out. All those other games are tonight. Corpus Christi and Midland starting their doubleheader around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the second game starting 30 minutes thereafter. Frisco and San Antonio at the Giant Soda Bottle in North Texas. It'll be a 7 o'clock start time. Wichita and Springfield at Hammons Field starting at 7:10. We'll be updating you on any of the games that are in progress, but I have a real feeling that there's not going to be any other baseball games in progress, not in the majors, not in the Texas League, and certainly probably not around the rest of minor league baseball, as I believe that this is the only Screaming Kids Day going on in professional baseball here on this Monday morning. Now Steven Shell starts to make that long walk down the right field line, so it looks like we'll have a first pitch in about 5 minutes. We'll take 2 of those minutes for a break and come back with the first pitch right here on the CSN Travelers Radio Network.
He joined the Air Force in 1964 and served in Vietnam. He commanded forces in the far corners of the globe. Rising through the ranks, he served as a 3-star general at the Pentagon. You'd think 30 years of distinguished service would be plenty. But if you're Norman G. Leasing, Lieutenant General, retired United States Air Force, that's just the beginning. Today, he's pursuing a new career as Walmart's Vice President of National Government Relations. Norm's journey took him near and far, through Asia, Scandinavia, Europe, the Middle East, and Webster University, where he earned a master's degree that served him well in his career. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
For more information about graduate degrees from Webster University in Little Rock, visit them on the web at webster.edu or call them 800-828-2598.
Hey, fans, Bill Valentine here with a question. When was the last time you saw the Travs turn to triple play? That's right, I can't remember either. So this year, we're going to celebrate if the Travs manage to turn that trick. $100,000 to one fan if the Travs will complete a triple play during the 6th inning of a home game. You got to be 18 to enter with a valid driver's license, and you must be present to win. It's the Travelers' $100,000 triple play giveaway all season long here at Ray Winder Field.
Fire and desire, a mystery from McIntyre. I got the tip of the originality to inspire. I like the taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, loose individuality, and gives life a personality. Do what you do. Feel nothing's better, Dr. Pepper.
Baseball time at Ray Winder Field. Stephen Shell warming up on the pitcher's mound in front of not quite a packed house, but the kids are still coming in from all around Central Arkansas. I spoke a little too soon, as I am wont to do at times. There are other minor league games that are going to be starting in the morning, though not too many of them. Louisville in the International League, they're playing a morning game against Richmond. It'll be getaway day in some of the leagues across minor league baseball. Southwest Michigan in the Midwest League, they're playing at 11:05 Eastern Time. And Delmarva in the South Atlantic League hosting Lakewood. And I'm sure those are all very important games as well to our fans listening here in Arkansas. But, I mean, this is not the first and only team to play morning baseball games. Just, you get some other teams across minor league baseball, I think in independent ball, that are thinking of starting one game at 6 in the morning to try to start the earliest game in baseball history. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to pass the game down generation to generation and think over the last 5 years as the Son of School Kids promotion has been getting bigger. I think the Travs have been creating a lot of baseball fans across Central Arkansas. It's a great way to do it. Here we go for baseball. Jeff Salazar steps into the batter's box. He is left-handed. Stephen Shell throws him a strike, and we're underway at 10:36. Late by 6 minutes, and that seems to be exactly what's going on. We are late on the first pitch by 6 minutes every single game. And that goes directly to the starting pitcher warming up late. Salazar will take another strike, a fastball that he tried to back off the plate, but that was over the inside corner, and I can see Salazar right now pointing with his bat to a portion of the batter's box where his foot was located that he thought the pitch crossed. However, the plate umpire Tiller, you're going to tell him, get back in there. Umpires are not big fans of players when they point where they think a ball crossed. You can get ejected for that pretty quickly. The 0-2 to Salazar, and he fouls it away. And the count remains 0-2. Salazar's numbers, .265 average, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in with 5 doubles and 2 triples. And he is 5 for 13 in this series. Stephen Shell looking for the first out of the game. He's ahead 0-2. And a changeup floats high and outside to Salazar. Ball 1. Shell's changeup is a split-fingered pitch that he learned last year while working under Keith Comstock at Rancho Cucamonga. Been a pretty effective pitch for him at Double-A. The best pitch, however, curveball and mid-90s fastball. There's the curve to Salazar, and he gets out of the way low and inside. And the count is now 2-2. On deck for the Drillers is the left fielder Tony Miller, followed by the third baseman Tommy Nicholson. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Miller with that open stance. Very quiet in the box except for a little bit of a wiggle on the bat. Shell delivers a curve, and he looks at strike 3. Beautiful big curveball from Stephen Shell, and he has really been able to throw that pitch for strikes over his last 4 outings. And in Stephen's words, throwing the curveball for strikes is possibly at the top of the list of important things for him to do in order to be successful at this level and beyond. Got to throw your breaking pitch for strikes. That makes his 93, 94 mile an hour fastball much more effective. Now Tony Miller steps in from the right side and takes a fastball for strike 1 on the inside edge, and Miller also looking back at the plate umpire Tiller. So both Salazar and Miller, top 2 hitters in the Drillers order, a little displeased with the strike zone. Shell's fastball now inside, and it is 1-1. Miller hitting .244 with 5 homers and 19 RBIs, 9 doubles, no triples, and he is a patient hitter. Taking 27 walks this year, really works the count. The 1-1 swung on, slide high, deep right field, back Murphy at the wall, and it is over the fence for a home run. Just got over the wooden fence in right field, hits the bottom of the chain link on the screen monster. Tony Miller hits an opposite field home run, one of the shortest parts of the ballpark, and the Drillers grab an early lead. Home run number 6 for Tony Miller, his 20th RBI, and the home run by Stephen Shell once again. That's the 7th he's given up this year. The home run has been a huge part of this series for Tulsa. Tommy Nicholson takes a pitch downstairs for a ball. Last night, Corey Slavic ripped a couple of home runs for the Drillers. Slavic has hit 3 home runs in this series. The Drillers have hit a total of 6 home runs now on this series. The 1-0 pitch is outside to Nicholson, and it's 2-0. Nicholson, left-handed hitter, is hitting .333 in 12 previous games after getting dropped by the White Sox. And he's got a count of 2-0. It's the middle infielders back in the corners, up a couple of steps. The pitch is on the way, and it is low, ball 3. So Shell was getting ahead of the first 2 hitters, Salazar and Miller. And it looked like the pitch that Miller hit wasn't all that bad of a pitch. 3-0 now. And a strike at the knees to Nicholson. It is 3-1. Miller has that classic uppercut swing. It looks like he's trying to hit a home run every time he steps in there. Now the 3-1 to Nicholson. And a fastball missing low of ball 4. Shell walks his 17th of the season. He entered the game with a .396 ERA. Once again, the home run is a big part of the reason that Shell only has 1 win this year. Travs have lost his last 3 starts, and while he's pitched fairly well, he's given up 4 homers over that time. Sean Barker steps up to the plate, a right-handed right fielder, and takes a strike on the inside corner from Shell to count 0-1. Barker hitting .272 with 3 homers, 19 RBIs, 5 doubles, 3 triples. Runner at first is Nicholson. He's out to about a 4.5-step lead. Shell throws him a deliberate pickoff move to first. Greg Porter at first base today. Haven't seen him at first base for a couple of weeks. Mike Elwood, the everyday first baseman, instead the DH today. Here's the stretch by Shell up at the letters. The 0-1 pitch to Barker fouled off on the right side, high and over the roof. And the count is 0-2. The rest of the fielders behind Shell: Callaspo at second, Aybar the shortstop, Leahy at third base. In the outfield, there's Gates in left, Willits in center, and Tommy Murphy, the right fielder. Shell ahead of Barker. Now the 0-2 is hit off of Shell's ankles. It ricochets into right field. Greg Porter has to go all the way out from first base to right field to pick it up. Going first to third is Nicholson, and Barker on an 0-2 count singles off Shell's ankle. Barker hit the ball on a line shot right towards the mound, and it looked like it either kicked off of the rubber or right off of Shell's right ankle, the foot that he pushes off with. Now, no ill effects felt from that ball hitting him. He is okay. He's not limping around, and the trainer, Armando Rivas, stays in the dugout. And so, there's runners at the corners for the Drillers. They already have a 1-0 lead on the homer by Tony Miller. And now Ryan Spilborghs will try to do some more damage, and he has done some damage already this series. He's 4 for 12 with 3 runs batted in. The infield will look to turn 2, and Shell has had 8 double plays turned behind him this year. That's one of his strengths. Spilborghs goes opposite field with a high drive, and that's going to get on top of the wall. Here comes Nicholson. Barker to third. They're going to wave Barker home. The throw now is overthrown at second base. It'll be a 2-run triple for Spilborghs. And the Tulsa Drillers, just like that, are up 3-0. Murphy, the right fielder, got to the fence, and the ball hit off the top of the fence, then rolled in front of him. When he picked the ball up, Barker was just being sent around third base. Murphy had a chance to throw him out at home, but he overthrew his cutoff man. And so there was no play at the plate. It is scored as a triple for Spilborghs. He has now knocked in 5 runs in the series. And 28 on the season. So Stephen Shell getting hit very hard here in the first inning. The last 4 batters have reached base. There hasn't been a cheap hit. Home run by Miller. Nicholson walks. Barker singles off Shell's leg. And then Spilborghs triples to right field. 3 runs on 3 hits. Still just one out, and a runner at third for the Traveler killer, Corey Slavic. He'll bat with the middle infielders playing back. First pitch to Slavic, a strike right down the middle on a curveball. Slavic yesterday hit 2 home runs leading off the 2nd and the 7th inning. Capped his day with a single, so he had 3 hits and 5 at-bats. He hit 3 home runs in the last 2 games after going very quietly in the series opener on Friday. Slavic was 0 for 4 on Friday. The 0-1 to Slavic, and a swing and a miss on the curveball. Actually tipped it, and the count is 0-2. Slavic hitting .300 on the year, is having a much better season than last year. 5 homers, 27 RBIs, but he's making his money against the Traps, hitting .400 against Arkansas pitchers. Big pitch here, the 0-2, and a foul ball as Shell comes with a fastball on the hand. Slavic trying to make contact, does so, and stays alive. Now check out the secondary numbers on Slavic against the Traps. An .857 slugging percentage, .432 on base. Of his 5 home runs this year, 4 against the Traps. Of his 27 RBIs, 14 against Arkansas pitching. A swing and a foul ball off his foot. That sends Slavic to the ground. Ends up on his back right in front of home plate. Got him on, I think that was on his left foot. And now he gets up and walks around a little bit. He's okay. Perhaps that is the worst news possible. Slavic hit 2 home runs against the Traps. Actually, 1 home run against Arkansas in Tulsa, and in the last 2 games, he has just come through a huge home run. When the Drillers came back on Saturday with that 8-run ace, it was Slavic's 3-run homer that tied the game. Got them on the board first yesterday with his 2nd inning home run, and now he's looking to bring in a 4th run. The infield is halfway up as Shell delivers an 0-2 and strikes him out swinging on a high fastball. That is a huge, huge out. Even trying to stop the bleeding as he strikes out his 2nd batter of the inning. All 3 balls that have been put into play have come through as hits for the Drillers. 3-0 Tulsa. The infield now relaxes with Jayson Nix stepping in, right-handed second baseman, and he'll take a strike on the inside corner. Nix hitting .229, 2 homers, 19 RBI. Runner at third is Spilborghs after his 2-run triple. Shell from the stretch. The kick, the 0-1. Big curveball, missed below the knees, and it is 1-1. Yesterday, Nix was 1 for 5. Started a 6th inning rally with a leadoff single. Scored on a sac fly. He has recorded 6 hits on the series. The 1-1. A swing and a miss on a breaking ball, low and away. And Shell gets ahead of Nix 1 and 2. Still, kids continue to come into the ballpark from local schools. And as they sit down, they'll look up on the scoreboard and see that the Travs are down 3-0 already. A 1-2 pitch to Nix is a slider away, and the count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. First inning runs have been a problem for Shell this year. Came in with a 5.14 first inning ERA. The 2-2, a fastball at the knee, strike 3 called. So Shell strikes out the side, but I think he'd give back a couple of those strikeouts without giving up 3 runs. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 man left. 3-0, the Drillers strike first, and how they strike. We go into the bottom of the first inning, 3-0 Tulsa on the Creative Sports Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Roseanne Cash. To millions of people, Johnny Cash was a music legend. To me, he was just Dad. When he died, a lot of people thought a lifetime of hard living finally caught up with him. And it's true, Dad had his demons, but he also had diabetes. For years, he ignored it, even as his health and vision slipped away. Until one day, as he sat in his office, surrounded by books he could no longer read, he said to me, This is a room full of regret now. Diabetes is serious. It can steal your sight, your limbs, and worst of all, take you away from the people who love you. But it doesn't have to be this way. If you have diabetes, test and control your blood sugar regularly. You'll be healthier and you'll feel better, too. For a free new guide on managing your blood sugar daily, visit healthywithdiabetes.org. A message from the American Association of Diabetes Educators.
In 1805, Lewis and Clark described a country teeming with wildlife and many nations of American Indian whose lives were one with their environment. Now imagine what they would say if they walked the trail today. Would they be pleased or would they feel differently? What's been lost and what can we do to preserve what's left? Walk with Lewis and Clark and see what you discover at www.lewisandclark200.org.
This is a public service message of the National Council of the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial, the Missouri Historical Society, and the Ad Council.
Travs trailing 3-0 already before they even get their first at-bats today. Not a good way to start the morning. Well, perhaps there might be some sleep still in the eyes of left-hander Zach Parker, who comes up to pitch for the Drillers. Parker coming off a start where he allowed 3 runs on 10 hits in 5 innings. He has a soft-tossing left. He doesn't have a hard fastball, but pitches with fairly good command and keeps the ball in the park for the most part. So his last start gave up 2 homers. He's only allowed 3 home runs in 37 innings. Reggie Willits leads off for the Travs. He'll bat from the right side and take a strike on the first pitch. It's 0-1. Willits hitting .333, no homers, 13 RBIs, 10 doubles, tied for the team lead with 4 triples. Parker's pitch, another strike. On the low outside corner, he comes with a fastball, and the count is 0-2. Willits over the series, 3 for 12, scoring twice. 0-2 from Parker. A swing and a broken bat, pop up towards second. Hustling into the hole goes Nix, the second baseman, makes the catch. It was not a very high pop up, more of a flare, but it never got over Nix's head, and he ends up making the catch in the hole for out number 1. So Alberto Callaspo comes up next. After a huge day on Saturday where he hit home runs from the left side and the right side, Callaspo had a 1-for-3 day yesterday. He will bat right-handed. Parker throws a strike inside corner. Alberto's average up to .277. 3 homers all here in Little Rock, 23 ribbies. Parker delivers a pitch low and in, and it is 1-1. Callaspo has cracked 3 doubles, no triples. 14 walks against only 9 strikeouts. Left-hander Parker kicks the 1-1. A swing and a chopper towards the hole at short. Takes a nice bounce up for Doug Bernier, and he backhands. He throws across, retires Callaspo 2 away, and Aybar comes up next for the Travs. Here are the rest of the numbers on Parker. .462 ERA, 3 wins, 2 losses. He had a 3-game winning streak. Snapped his last time out. 37 innings, 48 hits. 22 runs, of which 19 are earned. He's walked 9 and struck out 24. Parker in his 5th year with the Rockies out of San Jacinto Junior College. Aybar swings, a grounder up the middle. Shortstop Bernier tries to get to it behind second. It takes a hop off his glove. Into center field it goes. The base hit for Erick Aybar. Base hits have been tough to come by recently for Aybar. He hasn't been making very solid contact. It's only his 6th base hit in the last 12 games. But we'll take it. Travs could take just about everything they can get right now against the Drillers, who have stormed ahead of the Travs in the middle innings the last couple of games. The Travs scoring the first runs on Saturday and Sunday, and usually that means they're going to win. However, they haven't won since Friday. So maybe things will cross up a little here with the Drillers putting up 3 runs in the first. Perhaps the Travs have a comeback in them today. David Gates steps up to the plate. It'll probably take a big game from Gates to get into this one. Throw to first, sending Aybar scrambling back in, standing up. Gates hitting .304 with a team-leading 7 homers and 29 RBIs. But he's gone without a run batted in his last 10 games. That includes a spot yesterday when he hit with the bases loaded and one out. A throw to first. Aybar again gets in standing up, a little closer this time. Gates hit into a possible double play in that first inning yesterday. The Drillers, while they got it out at home, their catcher Dan Conway threw wild to first. Gates was not credited with an RBI, but 2 runs had scored. First pitch here to Gator. He swings and tops it for short. Cutting across from third base is Nicholson. On 2 bounces, he picks it up and throws Gates out. And the Travs go down rather quietly in the first inning. No runs on 1 base hit and a runner stranded. So the Drillers take a 3-0 lead into the second inning. And now these words on CSN from Vail Honda.
Dreams makes the best reality. And the reality is that the Honda Ridgeline is here at Vail Honda, 13101 Chenal Parkway in Little Rock. It's tough as nails and rugged from top to bottom. The all-new 2006 Honda Ridgeline features a rigid closed-box frame with unit body construction and fully independent suspension for constant handling. The Honda Ridgeline with full features. Come see it today and drive it away tonight at Vail Honda, 13101 Chenal Parkway in Little Rock. Vail Honda, making your life's drive a little bit smoother. When it comes to a full line of office products, the name is Settle Office Products, 4412 MacArthur Drive in North Little Rock. They've been in business on MacArthur Drive for 23 years. They give free delivery anywhere in Central Arkansas. They have office furniture, office supplies, scratch and dent furniture, and they're family-owned and operated. Give them a call today at 758-1050 or see them on the website at www.settleofficepro.com. If you're a fan of sports in Arkansas, then this summer, CSN is the place to be. As we'll bring you Arkansas Travelers Baseball, Arkansas Twisters Football, and Arkansas Archangels Basketball. In May, it's for high school baseball and softball tournaments and state championship games. In June, it's for high school all-star games. And in July and August, we'll bring you the American Legion State Tournaments and championship games. Sports action all summer long right here on the Creative Sports Radio Network.
Top of the second inning here, and the Drillers have the 8-hitter Dan Conway leading off. A pitch from Steven Shell low for a ball. Conway, Doug Bernier, Jeff Salazar, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Drillers. They have a 3-0 lead, and a pop-up now by Conway behind the plate. That'll get on top of the roof. Right behind us, a few feet. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Drillers in the first. They were all in a row. Tony Miller, a solo home run. A walk to Tommy Nicholson, a single by Sean Barker off Shell's ankle, and a 2-run triple from Ryan Spilborghs. There's a soft line drive base hit towards right center field. It'll hit up against the fence. Conway will dig in for second base. The throw to second from Tommy Murphy is offline. And so Conway doubles. So Shell's troubles continue. A double for Dan Conway. That's his 7th of the season. And already the Drillers have put up 4 base hits. Doug Bernier is next. Bernier sat out of yesterday's game, got a day off, and Gustavo Escobar filled in at shortstop. Bernier is a right-handed hitter. And he is hitting .302. They'll show bunt. Shell delivers low, ball 1. Shell doesn't look very comfortable on the pitcher's mound. I think part of it might be the mound itself. He was kind of kicking at it during warm-ups. And once the pitcher decides that a mound isn't comfortable for him, he'll pretty much take it from there. Bernier takes a strike again, showing bunt, 1-1. Saw Greg Maddox yesterday at RFK Stadium, along with John Patterson, the national starting pitcher, both of them complaining about the state of the mound at D.C. Neither of them pitched very well. Swearing to bunt, Bernier pops it foul, dropping at first base. Del Chiar, the catcher, closest to it, but was still pretty far away. Count is 1-2. Shell toes that rubber now, leaning in. Runner at second, Conway, nobody out. Top of the second, the Drillers continue to threaten. 1-2 count. Shell checks second twice. Now the pitch, and it is lined foul the other way towards right field, bounding towards the bullpen. And it remains 1-2. Mound might be a little moist today. We were working on it last night after the ball game. Not very dry weather. 1-2 inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We haven't had rain, but it is not a dry air. That mound still might be a little bit moist. Looks like it. Looks damp. But for the most part, the problem, it looks like Shell's elevating his fastball. When he gets hit with a fastball. 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. He's also striking them out with a fastball. 4 strikeouts for Shell, equaling the amount of hits that he has allowed. He has struck out 3 of the last 4 hitters he's faced, and if the Drillers put the ball in play, they're reaching base. No Traveler position player has recorded an assist or a putout or even a chance. 9 men have come to the plate. Now to the top of the order, and Jeff Salazar is swinging a miss at a changeup blowing away, and it is 0-1. 3-0 the Drillers here in the top of the second. Salazar was called out on strikes on a curveball in the first inning. Conway taking a lead from second. Aybar holds him on. Here's the pitch. A curveball that didn't curve much, staying high, and the count is 1-1. Last start, Shell pitched pretty well. Only gave up 2 runs in 5 innings. He danced around 4 walks and 6 base hits. That was 10 base runners in 5 innings, yet only the 2 runs. 1-1, line drive, base hit right field. Hit right towards Murphy. Conway holds up at third base, and the Drillers have runners at the corners. Well, that's 5 base hits, and this streak continues with the Drillers put the ball in play. They reach base, at least against Stephen Shell. And right now we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Creative Sports Radio Network, your home for Arkansas Traveler baseball.
Little Rock's ESPN 1380, KDXE, North Little Rock.
Shell working now to Tony Miller from the stretch. A first pitch strike on the inside corner with heat. And he gets ahead of Miller as he did in the first 0-1. Miller ran a count to 1-1 before uppercutting a fastball over the right field fence for his 6th home run of the year. Now taking over the team lead from Corey Slavic. The stretch in the 0-1, fastball in the dirt and dug out by the catcher Del Chiaro. The runners hold their positions. Conway at third and Salazar at first. Miller not one to hit into many double plays. In fact, all season hasn't hit one yet. A throw to first by Shell, sending Salazar back in. The reason Miller never hits into double plays is he doesn't hit many ground balls. Mentioned that classic uppercut swing, and you can tell from up here in the press box. He is swinging up whenever he takes a cut. Shell delivers the 1-1. Miller takes low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Miller, a compact right-handed hitter with pretty good power. He's only 5'9", but a robust 195 pounds. The guy used to play defensive back at the University of Toledo, and he looks like a D-back. That's the third, a deliberate-looking throw to first base. Salazar wasn't fooled by it. 2 balls and a strike. The count on Miller. 1 away in the top of the second. The Drillers already with 5 base hits. Shell has struck out 4 hitters. Shell quietly set. Now the pitch. Curveball hangs, but taken by Miller. A strike. It is 2-2. Miller kicked out the dirt with his right foot. he knew he let a very hittable pitch go right by him. Shell looking for his 5th strikeout. The runner tries to steal second. A swing and a miss. The throw is not in time, and that is the 5th strikeout. But a steal for Salazar at second base. Getting in on a curveball. Del Chiaro's throw was way too late. Not much he could do throwing on a curve. So the stolen base for Salazar is his 8th of the year. And the Drillers have runners at second and third with 2 outs for the 3-hitter Tommy Nicholson. 11 batters into the game, and no Traveler fielder has a put-out or an assist or even an error. Nicholson walked and scored in the first. He takes a strike as Shell throws it on the outside corner. Nicholson is 1 for 9 in the series. He is 5'9", 160 pounds from Anaheim, left-handed. Shell's pitch is away, and it is 1-1. 3-0. The Drillers over the Travs. Top of the second. Infield deep except for the third baseman Leahy. He's 1 step in back of third. Shell checks second and third, now throws the pitch, and it is ripped deep towards the right field corner, hooking, foul, and out of play. It hits the UAMS sign in the right field corner in foul territory. Nicholson all over that hanging breaking ball. But a little far in front of it. So Shell gets ahead of him 1-2. He can go for that 6th strikeout. He struck out the side in the first. Might do the same thing here in the second inning. Sign taken by Shell. Del Chiaro sets up inside. The pitch. Fastball. Strike 3 called inside corner. Shell strikes out the side again. He gives up 2 hits. He strands 2. And we take our game to the bottom of the second. It is 3-0 Tulsa. This is the Travs CSN Radio Network.
I never wanted a Coke so bad in my life. It's like the time I went on a shop till you drop-a-thon with my girlfriend. So there I am, pinballing from store to store across the vast expanse of this mega mall, forced to give my opinion on her clothing choices, which she promptly ignored. I think it was from all the, yeah, that looks great, honey, but I was parched. Only one thing was going to unparch me, a Coke. I would have cried, but I couldn't spare the fluid. So next time I go shopping, it'll be online. Coca-Cola. Make it real.
Witnessing some intense pain here, folks. Throbbing muscles, swollen joints. This is pure torture. We're talking total body suffering. Not even the internal organs are...
Bob, the game hasn't started yet.
Game? I'm talking about me.
Don't let orthopedic discomfort interrupt your life. Learn to manage it with Baptist Health in Ortho, Arkansas, the state's leaders in orthopedic medicine. To reach a specialist or for more information, call Baptist Health Healthline at 227-8478 and get back in the game.
Oh, I can feel that hit.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Wonder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Wonder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Phil Elson with you on the Creative Sports Radio Network. Traveler Baseball heads to the bottom of the second inning. And the Drillers ahead of the Travs by a score of 3-0. Tommy Murphy will lead it off for Arkansas here in the bottom of the second. The Drillers have put up 5 base hits in 2 innings and 3 runs. Meanwhile, Stephen Shell, although he's given up all those runs, has struck out the side twice. Travs went down in the first inning quietly, getting just 1 base hit. Murphy, the 5-hitter, is at the batter's box right now, hitting right-handed, and Zach Parker, the lefty, delivers low and inside, ball 1. It'll be Murphy, Elward, and Porter, the batters in the second inning versus Parker. Third baseman Nicholson comes up. And Murphy looks at a pitch down low, and it is 2-0. Murphy in his 37th game. He's hitting .291 with 4 homers and 17 ribbies. 7 doubles and tied with Reggie Willits for the team lead with 4 triples. Pitch. And a high strike called on the inside corner. It's 2-1. Murphy playing in right field today instead of in center where he's been for the last couple of weeks. Tom Gamboa sticking true to his word that he's going to be switching things around every couple of weeks with Willits and Murphy in right and in center. Pitch, swing and a miss. Parker comes high and tight with heat. And Murphy with a 2-ball, 2-strike count now. Murphy couple of hits yesterday, an RBI triple, a 9th-inning single, but then he was caught trying to advance on a pitch in the dirt. The 2-2 is a high fastball. Murphy fouls it back. And it remains 2-2. Tommy 5 for 13 in the series. 2 extra base hits, a double, a triple, 1 RBI. 2-2 pitch from Parker. Inside, running the count full. 3-2 from Parker to Murphy. 3-0 Drillers. Travs need to rally a little bit. They haven't lost these last 2 games because they haven't scored enough runs. Bouncing ball foul down the third base line. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. You know, usually, at least coming into this series, when the Travs score 5 runs, it's almost an automatic win. Not now. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball hit very well to right field. Back Parker, warning track at the fence, leaping and making the catch. Hitting up against the Regions Bank sign next to the light pole in right field. Parker brings it in for out number 1. But Murphy is out, bringing up Mike Elward. When the Travs scored 4 or more runs before Saturday's game, they were 17-4. They lose yesterday. They scored 5 runs. They lost on Saturday. They scored 11. Elward takes a strike inside corner. I believe, although the Travs offense has been quiet in the final few innings of the last 2 nights, they've put up enough runs to win. Elward takes high, and the count is 1-1. Elward's batting average at an even .300. 2 home runs, 14 RBI. A 1-1 count, the pitch. A swing and a ground ball towards the hole at short. Nicholson, who loves to cut it off from third base, does so and throws Elward out 5-3, 2 outs. I would say without question you can put these last 2 losses squarely on the shoulders of the pitching staff, and not just the bullpen. Tim Bittner didn't look very sharp in his Saturday start, gave up, went only the 4 innings. And then yesterday, Daniel Davidson was removed in the 6th. Gave up 5 runs. Here's Greg Porter. He takes low, ball 1. And today, Steven Shelton doesn't quite look very sharp either, giving up 5 hits and 3 runs. Here's a 1-0 to Porter. Swing and a foul back. A big cut by Greg. It is 1-1. I will not let people use an excuse it's too early in the morning, because everybody's playing early in the morning today. 2 teams are here. Here's the 1-1 to Porter. Swinging a ground ball, base hit just down the third base line. They weren't playing him towards that line. Porter will have himself an easy double as Miller now gets to the ball in back of the mound in the bullpen in left field. So a double for Porter, the Travs' first extra base hit of the game. Porter's 8th double of the season. 2-out, 2-base hit brings up Brent Del Chiaro. Del Chiaro getting his first appearance since the series in Corpus Christi. He was 0 for 5 at Corpus Christi. Has not played against the Drillers this year. Right-handed catcher takes the ball in the dirt, and out goes the catcher Conway. Talk with Zach Parker. Fans, tomorrow, the final game of this homestand. 7:10 start time against the Drillers. There are discount tickets anywhere in Central Arkansas at an Exxon station. There also will be free tickets for service members at the Little Rock Air Force Base, courtesy of Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep. 1-0 to Del Chiaro. Parker delivers a strike at the knees, and it is 1-1. In 8 starts, Del Chiaro is 2 for 17. That's a 118 batting average. With 1 RBI, came on a sacrifice fly. Runner at second, Porter. 3-0 Drillers. And with 2 outs, Del Chiaro skies one to shallow left field. Charging in Tony Miller, and he makes a running catch. That'll end the Travs' second inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 stranded. The Drillers take a 3-0 lead into the top of the third here on the CSN Travs Radio Network.
In his hands while leaning on the wall looking miserable. His friend Lucy approaches. She says, "Discouraged again, huh, Charlie Brown?" Charlie Brown doesn't even answer. "You know what your trouble is?" Lucy asks. Without waiting for a response, she announces, "The whole trouble with you is that you are you." Charlie Brown says, "Well, what in the world can I do about that?" Lucy replies, "I don't pretend to be able to give advice. I merely point out the trouble." I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the Church at Rock Creek. You know, it's easy to be that person who only points out the trouble. Today, be the person who comes up with a solution.
The Church at Rock Creek has 4 weekend services. Worship times are Sunday mornings at 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 11 a.m., and Monday night at 7 p.m. For more information, call 225-8684 or look on the web at
Hit a home run with your family tonight. Whether you're planning a meal before the game or snacks for the game, remember to include milk, cheese, and yogurt in the game plan. 3 servings a day of dairy is the right amount to help keep your body healthy. It's easy. Just look for the 3-a-day logo on your favorite calcium-rich dairy foods at your local retailer. For more information, including recipes and coupons, visit www.3aday.org. Have you had your 3-a-day today? The power of cheese.
Top of the third inning, and it's actually the top of the 5th SpongeBob. We've already had SpongeBob SquarePants played 5 times. 3 during pregame, 2 during the game. We'll get at least 1 SpongeBob in each inning. But as the music goes, we're in the top of the 5th SpongeBob. 3-0 Drillers. Stephen Shell has struck out 6 batters in 2 innings. Sean Barker not one of them. He leads off the third with a foul ball for a strike. Barker has 1 of the 5 Driller hits. He lined a single off Shell's ankle in the first inning. Came around to score on the triple by Spilborghs, and Spilborghs is on deck right now. 3 runs, 5 hits for Tulsa. No runs, 2 hits for Arkansas. Del Chiaro out to the mound with a little chat for Shell for a second. Now gets back behind the dish. Still the Drillers, when they put the ball in play, they get a hit. Otherwise, Shell strikes him out. 0-1 pitch. Curve ball, and that's just a little bit high. And the count is 1-1 on Barker. We still have kids coming into the ballpark. They're coming here a little late. 1-1 to Sean away, and it is 2-1. Had a chance to get out to Mayflower Elementary on Friday morning. They called it Enrichment Day. The 2-1 to Barker. He pops it up. A chance for one of the Traveler fielders for the first time. Shallow right field. Coming in is Tommy Murphy, and pretty close to the infield. Just at the foul line, he makes the catch right in behind of Porter and Callaspo, who gave some chase. So the first put out of the game for a Trav comes in the third inning, and Barker flies out to right, bringing up Ryan Spilborghs. Yes, they called it Enrichment Day on Friday. It used to be called Career Day back when I was a kid, and geez, I still feel like one. Spilborghs take blowing away. Right-hander tripled. Home 2 runs off the right field fence in the first. Now, when I hear the word enrichment day, I kind of think, geez, what's the rest of the school year like then? Are they not being enriched? 1-0 to Spilborghs, high and tight, 2 balls, no strikes. Every day should be enrichment day. What else are they going to school for? Wasting teachers' time? The 2-0, a swing and a fly ball hit very well down the right field corner, but slicing foul. Gets over the bullpen and hits the base of the fence. About 20 feet away from the foul pole, so it is 2-1. Well, we had 6 sessions of 30 minutes to talk to kids from kindergarten through 5th grade about what a baseball broadcaster does. Thing is I talk baseball 3.5 hours a night, and I was talking baseball 3 hours in the morning. A 2-1 pitch to Spilborghs. A swing and a line drive into right center field, a base hit. It is cut off by Murphy on 1 hop. Ryan Spilborghs is 2 for 2, and he's going opposite field pretty easily against Steven Shell. Good-looking swings by Spilborghs. Slavic is up next. Now, anytime I've done a speaking engagement, whether it's a Kiwanis Club or Optimist Club or Lions Club, whatever, even just kids, you've got to leave time open for questions. The problem is when you're speaking to kindergartners, 1st graders, 2nd graders, they don't have questions so much as they have statements. There's a strike to Slavic on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. He asks for questions. Anyone have questions? You see about 15 hands go up, pick one kid, and he says, "My brother played baseball." That's great. A stretch. The pitch to Slavic. The left-hander takes it outside. It's 1-1. Slavic struck out swinging in the first inning. 3-0 Drillers. So he asked for another question. Kid actually told me that he just owns a baseball glove. That's it. I mean, they want to talk baseball, but that's okay. Curve low to Slavic, 2-1. So the teachers were warning me. You know, you say, well, I'll leave open at least 5 minutes for questions. They say, you know what questions mean. It means they're just going to tell you something. They're not going to ask a question. 2-1. Slavic fouls it back, and it is 2-2. No more enrichment days this year. We'll just get enriched every day at the ballpark with some of our enriched white hot dog buns. 2-2 the count to Slavic, 1 away here at the top of the 3rd. And the runner goes. The pitch is swung on and missed. Here's the throw to second, a little too high. It is a stolen base for Ryan Spilborghs, and goodness gracious, look at all that dust kick up from second base. Floats in a cloud all the way towards the Traveler bullpen in right field, and it is traveling like a smog cloud. Possibly some of the unhealthiest air in Little Rock is right here in the infield at Ray Winder Field. Spilborghs stealing second on the second strikeout of Slavic today, so that is 7 Ks for Steven Shell. Now facing Jayson Nix with 2 away. He delivers and breaks his bat. A little number towards third. Charging Leahy. Gloves it on the run. Sets his feet. Fires to first. Retiring Nix. And a second consecutive scoreless inning for Steven Shell. He strikes another batter out and strands one. The bottom of the 3rd. Coming up next at Ray Winder Field. The Travs trail 3-0 on the CSN Travs Radio Network.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Brewery.
Hi. I was wondering if I could return my beer for a refund. I just bought a 12-pack for me and my friends. They don't have any taste. Bizarre.
And you want to go ahead and return those?
Does it ever happen where, like, the taste adder guy dozes off or something? Or he pulled a prank on us? Is there a guy named Pete who works there? Because I got a buddy named Pete who used to glue quarters to the floor to watch people try to pry him up. Hysterical. Well, I'll tell you what. No, thank you very much. I'm just going to go get a 12-pack of Miller Lite instead.
If you're going to choose on taste, choose the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
Ed and I sell soft drinks at ball games. He first told me about BC powder.
We carry big trays of drinks up and down the stadium steps. Man, it's a killer.
And with a backache, that tray feels heavier and heavier.
And the stairs are tough on your knees.
One night I was dragging, and the game wasn't half over.
I told Brian he needs a BC to stop the pain fast, because it goes to work quick.
BC stopped the pain, got me right back to work.
BC goes down easy with a soft drink, but don't tell the boss, okay?
BC, pain relief at the speed of powder. Use as directed.
It's time for a reintroduction to one of your close friends. A friend who supported you through many a spring or summer night over the years, and you never have to go searching for him. He's always in the same spot along the third base line. Baseball fans, reintroducing the Ray Winder Field Bleachers. The Bleachers are the place to gather with your other friends to catch exciting Arkansas Travelers baseball. And at just $6 a ticket, there's no place friendlier. Call the Travs at 664-1555 or visit Travs.com.
And back at Ray Winder Field in the bottom of the third inning, it is a 3-0 lead for the Tulsa Drillers. Ryan Leahy leads off the bottom of the third inning for the Travs against Zach Parker. Reggie Willits and Alberto Callaspo will follow him. Travs have recorded 2 base hits off of Parker, each of them coming with 2 outs. Haven't been able to do anything else with them. Leahy, a right-handed hitter, steps up to the plate and tries to bunt his way on and pushes it foul for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Here are the numbers on Leahy in his 8 games with the Travs. He's 6 for 17, 1 homer, hit on Saturday, 4 runs batted in. Third baseman Nicholson will draw up a little bit. And now the windup in Parker's 0-1 pitch, and that one is high for a ball. It is 1-1. Joining me on the broadcast right now is the esteemed baseball beat writer of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Good morning, Todd Trop. The 1-1, and it is inside. It is 2-1. Morning, Todd.
Did you say esteemed or steamed? Because it was tough finding a parking space out there, so I'm a little steamed.
You're esteemed and steamed. It's much healthier to eat steamed food.
I see. Okay.
Here's Parker's 2-1 to Leahy. A swing and a line drive, shallow into right field. Parker comes in 2 steps, and Leahy is out number 1. So in 9 hitters, Parker has retired 7 of them. And now Reggie Willits comes up to the plate. You know, this is the second Screaming Kids Day we've had at Ray Winder Field this year, Todd. We've been doing this for, about 5-6 years?
Yeah, I believe since 2000, right before you showed up, I think.
And, I mean, how many different angles can you get for a story dealing with all these kids at the ballpark? You've just about used up every angle you can over the last 6 years.
Yeah, you know, it's almost become a formula thing where you go down, you talk to a couple kids, a couple teachers, hope they say something cute. Maybe there's something topical where you can sort of tie it all together, but usually it's just kids' reactions to seeing the game and players' reaction to playing before the kids, and hopefully you're just in a good riding zone so you can kind of fill in the gaps with...
Willits trying to bunt. He pushes it past the pitcher. Second baseman Nix will barehand, and Willits beats the throw. A bunt single for Willits. And so the Travs trying to get something going as Willits collects his 3rd bunt single of the year, bringing up Callaspo. You know, the kids, they're here to see baseball, but they're really here to eat hot dogs and drink sodas early in the morning and eat cotton candy and beat each other over the heads with inflatable bats.
Make a little noise, get out in the fresh air. You know, that's one thing about all these. I've never seen a single one of these where there's even been a remote chance or threat of rain, as I can recall. It's, as far as the weather goes, it's always been very fortunate for all these kids.
Here's Callaspo, and a first pitch swing and a ground ball, a diving stop at third. Nicholson throws to second for 1. Here's the relay to first, a double play, and a sparkling double play. Nicholson dove towards the foul line, made the play backhanded, and with that extra time, they turn it 5-4-3, and the Travs are finished here in the 3rd inning. And so 3 innings are in the books. The Drillers really controlling this one. It is 3-0 Tulsa. This is Arkansas Traveler Baseball on the Creative Sports Radio Network.
Oh, honey, just put that down there.
Okay. So, the movers will be here tomorrow morning?
Yeah? Oh, but it's fine. Most of the stuff can just go straight in the truck.
All right. What about the 16th century Rossellini sculpture from Italy?
Toss it in the box. It'll be fine. But that priceless painting, the movers can just carry out. I don't think we have to cover it. Oh, and the sideboard from your grandma?
Uh-huh.
We'll just strap it to the roof of the car.
Okay.
You need the right protection for priceless things when moving. And when your precious children are in the car, they need the right protection, too. If they're too big for a car seat, that doesn't mean they're the right size for an adult safety belt. If they're under 4'9", they need a booster seat. It raises them up so the safety belt fits properly, and the right fit makes all the difference to their future. To learn more, visit www.boosterseats.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
When I'm under, I'm weightless, floating away, and all I think about is doing it again.
Michael Swan is under the influence of his volunteer swim coach. Spending a little time coaching, he helps Michael stay off drugs. Be a coach, a mentor, a volunteer. No matter what it is, you have something to offer. Log on to helpyourcommunity.org or call 877-KIDS-313 and be an influence on the kids in your community. Brought to you by the Office of National Drug Control Policy and the Ad Council.
Here are the total boards after 3 innings. It's all Tulsa. Drillers, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They've stranded 4. And the Travelers, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. The Travs have left 2 runners on base. Here in the top of the 4th, it is Dan Conway leading off. Stephen Shell will throw a pitch low for a ball, and we're underway in the 4th inning. Conway, Bernier, and Salazar, 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Conway led off the 2nd inning with a 2-base hit. And the right-handed hitter pops one out of play, and the count now 1-1. Phil Elson and Todd Traub here on the Creative Sports Radio Network. Todd, we were so rudely interrupted by that fantastic double play turn by Tommy Nicholson, the third baseman. How dare he?
Don't you hate when good baseball intrudes on a conversation like that?
Yes. A 1-1 count to wind up the pitch. Low and outside, and it's 2-1.
That was a sweet play, though.
Drillers look very strong right now, coming right in here to Ray Winder Field after they've lost 4 of 5. And they've taken 2 of 3. The 2-1 from Shell, and Conway fouls it back. A fastball hit off the end of the bat. And it is 2-2. You know, Todd, speaking of angles when it comes to Screaming Kids Day at the ballpark, one of my favorite angles are the employees of the park. It has nothing to do whatsoever with the teachers, with the kids, with the school bus drivers, or even the players. 2-2 pitch, a swing and a grounder to short. Routine for Aybar, comes up throwing to first and retires Conway.
Yeah, and we sort of stepped out of character for one of these games last year and did write more of a behind-the-scenes piece on just the kind of the grueling stretch of time that the employees put in between the end of the previous day's game and what they have to do to get this one up and running at such an early hour on a weekday. And a lot of late-night, all hands on deck, hot dog preparation and crowd control and cleaning up. And it's a happy, sunny day for the kids, but it's one of the grumpier days of the year for the employees, and they really earn whatever time they get off after this thing is over.
Doug Bernier, the batter, takes a curve for strike 1. He's right-handed and struck out in the 2nd. Shell ahead 0-1, and the next pitch jams him, fouled off at the chicken wire, bounces off the wire and into the crowd. And it is 0-2. One of the teachers protecting one of her kids, just like a good mama should.
Someone expressed to me earlier today fear of a kid getting hit by a foul ball, and I said, actually, I think they've got a better chance with all these teachers around today because they're going to make sure the kids are in their seats and facing forward.
0-2 pitch fouled off the right side. The thing is are all the teachers going to be facing towards the field?
It's definitely up to them.
Shell has struck out 7, including Bernier in the 2nd. Here's his 0-2. Curveball hit on the ground to second base. 2-hop and scooped up by Callaspo, throws on the run and retires Bernier 4-3. First time this game that Shell has set down the first 2 hitters of an inning. This brings Salazar to the plate.
And perhaps it's no coincidence Shell's got his defense involved today in this inning.
Defense wasn't involved at all in the first 2 innings. 6 strikeouts, 5 hits, no outs by any of the fielders. And now at the top of the order, Salazar. You know, one of my favorite things, and Todd, I mean, I get to sleep unlike most of the ballpark employees on these Screaming Kids days, as a strike comes to Salazar in the inside corner. Salazar has been very displeased with the strike zone, and his body language shows it. You know, you have to be able to form some semblance of sentences and speak English, which is difficult enough for me when we're not playing baseball in the morning.
Do we need our filled English dictionary on days like this?
The 0-1 is outside to count 1-1. More gibberish to English. But here you come into the ballpark, 7:30 in the morning. I wouldn't say well-rested, but certainly much better rested than every single employee that was here at 1:30 in the morning rolling hot dogs and buying hot dog buns. The 1-1, low and away 2-1. And I like to look into their eyes. Look into their eyes, and you can see right through
the 1,000-yard stare.
That's exactly right. I wouldn't call it shell shock.
No.
Rolling shock.
The hot dog shock, bun shock?
Yes. Sausage shock. The 2-1 bunted foul.
Alliteration, that's good.
And it is 2-2
so you did get a night's sleep last night. To come up with sausage shock.
I mean, there's some people that might have gone to bed at 10 in the morning, wake up at 1, come here and spend an entire morning rolling hot dogs. And it's not like it is such a physical activity, but it is more a fight against your own mind. How tired can you be? How long can you stand up? And how long can you stand the smell of hot dogs?
Just imagine working your
2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss on a curve, strike 3, Shell strikes out his 8th. And for the first time today, he sets down the Drillers in order. So the middle of the 4th, it is 3-0 Tulsa, and this is the TSN Travelers Radio Network.
I never wanted a Coke so bad in my life. Like the time I went on a shop till you drop-a-thon with my girlfriend. So there I am pinballing from store to store across the vast expanse of this mega mall, forced to give my opinion on her clothing choices, which she promptly ignored. I think it was from all the, yeah, that looks great, honey, but I was parched. Only one thing was going to unparch me, a Coke. I would have cried, but I couldn't spare the fluid. So next time I go shopping, it'll be online. Coca-Cola. Make it real.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope.
Roll call at Ray Winder Field for all of these schools that have made it in. We're a little quieter than we expect. You know, that's usually when the kids make the most noise, when their school is called by the PA announcer, Kevin Cruz, when a pop-up goes into the crowd, or when cotton candy goes on sale. 3-0 Drillers. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Travs have the 3-hitter Erick Aybar leading off against Parker, who goes from the windup. Aybar squares and takes a strike. Third baseman will play in. Todd Schroff continues on the air with us here on CSN from the Democrat Gazette.
When these schools answer their roll call, they all sound like the same school to me.
Here's a ground ball outside third foul, 0-2.
They're all equally as shrill.
How can you tell who's screaming from one to the other? Screams are screams.
If I closed my eyes, I wouldn't know which school it was.
I believe this is the final school kids day the Travs will play either here or anywhere else in the league. 0-2, swung on and lined towards the gap in left center field. Aybar is 2 for 2, and he'll be trying for a double. Here comes a throw from left field. Head first, he is safe at second. Hustling double for Erick Aybar. Miller, the left fielder, got to the ball too late, and Aybar actually got to second base without much of a problem. Travs need some kind of jump start, and perhaps Aybar's 2-base hit might be the jump start they're looking for. It's his 7th double of the year.
Well, Aybar in scoring position with the middle hitters coming up. You'd like to think this is a chance at least for Arkansas to get on the board and end the drought today.
Really 3-0, but that's the first leadoff man to reach. And now the cleanup batter, David Gates, going on 10 games without an RBI. And he's got a duck on the pond right now. Zach Parker sets, checks second, kicks and deals. And he throws it low and away for a ball. Gates is 0 for 1. A ground out to the third baseman in the first inning.
Gates has been a little quiet in his Ray Winder Field cleanup hitter debut. He got moved to that spot on the road, I guess. And he earned it with the job he's done this year, but waiting to see him break loose here at home this homestand.
1-0 pitch is low and inside, and it is 2-0. Now, Gates has still been hitting the ball, just hasn't had any RBIs to show for it. And I think there's something about being in the cleanup spot for this ball club. When Napoli was in the cleanup spot, he didn't have many RBI opportunities. Gates is swinging a bouncing ball up the middle. This will get Aybar to third. Shortstop Rainier takes it on 2 hops. Just left at second. He throws him out. 2 gone. But Napoli didn't have many RBI opportunities. Gates hasn't either, except for yesterday had a chance. Had one right here. But, I mean, you've got Callaspo, who is in a long slump up until the start of this series. Aybar, who just now has broken his week and a half slump, and you've got the 2 and 3 hitters not hitting very much on the road trip, so therefore the cleanup hitter didn't have any chances for RBI. And then a lot of times Aybar gets on base, he gets caught stealing. Tommy Murphy, the hitter, middle infield back, a swing and a grounder to short. This will score Aybar. Bernier throws to first base, retiring Murphy 6-3, and it is 3-1 Tulsa. Credit Murphy with an RBI, his 18th. The bases are now empty, with 2 outs and Mike Elwood coming up. You know, it's been pretty entertaining today, Todd, not even talking about the ball game, but it was the Jedi lightsaber duel between Shelley and his evil twin, Darth Shelley. Yes, that is 2 Shelleys, one of them wearing apparently something that's supposed to be a Darth Vader costume for a mascot. Pitch low to Elwood, ball 1.
I wonder what costume store they had that fabricated at. What that Darth Vader helmet is actually
I think it was made in
from
somebody's basement, probably. A swing and a miss on a high fastball, 1-1 to Elwood. He grounded out in the second. It is 3-1 Tulsa.
Sort of resembled, as you said, the Black Knight's helmet.
Shelley, I am your sire. 1-1. And you know, high and tight, it's 2-1.
I always thought Darth Vader was lying to Luke Skywalker when he said that. I could have sworn he was just trying to get in his head. But,
well, now these last few movies have proven you wrong.
Yes, completely.
2-1 to Elwood. And again inside, 3-1. I don't want to get off too much of a tangent, but you going to see that movie when it comes out?
Well, I've got a 10-year-old son, and
don't make it look like you're just taking him to see it.
No, you're right. You're right. Nathan, I love you, but I probably would have gone without you, so it's just nice to have somebody to go with.
First came out in 1977. How old were you then?
Shoot, I must have been a junior high age, maybe a freshman in high school.
We're all
freshman in high school.
Foul ball by Elwood out of play, and the count full 3-2.
I talked that movie up for a week, talked my family into going, and my dad falls asleep in the film. I was mortified.
Well, I might go see it in Springfield. I'll admit I'm not a Trekkie, I'm not a science fiction fan, but I love the Star Wars movie.
It's part of being American. Phil, it's your patriotic duty to go see Star Wars.
3-2, swung on, bounced to the hole at short. Nicholson having a fine game over at third base, makes the play off to the side and throws Elwood out. And the Travs manage 1 run on 1 base hit here in the 4th inning. They don't strand anybody. 4 innings complete here at Ray Winder. 3-1 the Drillers. This is the CSN Travelers Radio Network.
And Bill Valentine here with a question. When was the last time you saw the Travs turn the triple play? That's right, I can't remember either. So this year, we're going to celebrate if the Travs manage to turn that trick. $100,000 to one fan if the Travs will complete a triple play during the 6th inning of a home game. You got to be 18 to enter with a valid driver's license, and you must be present to win. It's the Travelers' $100,000 triple play giveaway all season long here at Ray Winder Field.
Hey, nobody said quitting smoking was easy, but others have done it, and you can too, with help from the SOS Quit line, 1-866-NOW-QUIT. They'll give you the help you need to kick the tobacco habit. It's free, and it's free of nagging and preaching too. So call 1-866-NOW-QUIT and get the help you need. What have you got to lose, besides the most dangerous habit you've ever had? 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Call now.
For over 30 years, Jim Elder set the standard for broadcasting Trav baseball. Even though he passed away in 1998, Jim Elder will always be the true voice of the Arkansas Travelers.
Marvin Webb, one of the utility men, is coaching at first base. Rogers, the manager, at third. The pitch. There's a drive to left field. Hit pretty good. Lentine going back. He looks up. That ball is over the fence. A home run.
The In his memory, the Jim Elder Good Sports Fund was started to have kids learn important life values through sports. For the 5th year in a row, the fund will present 3 Sunday afternoon kids clinics with the Arkansas Travers at Ray Winder Field. All kids 18 and under are welcome to take instruction from the Trav players and coaches. The first clinic will be on Sunday, May the 15th at 12:45 just before the Travs play Tulsa. For more information, go to www.jimelder.org.
Tony Miller leading off for the Drillers here in the top of the 5th. He takes a pitch outside for a 1-0 count. And Steven Shell throws a curve low, and it's 2-0. 3-1 is the score with Tulsa ahead of the Travs here in the top of the 5th inning. Drillers' 3-run first has stood so far. Shell has settled down. He's set down the last 5 in a row. Miller takes a strike. Miller's solo home run in the first inning gave the Drillers that early lead. Then a walk to Tommy Nicholson. Sean Barker singled. Both those runners scored on a triple off the right field fence hit by Ryan Spilborghs. Shell to Miller. Outside with a breaking ball, 3-1. Todd Trop still on the air with us as we get to the top of the 5th. Looks like all the kids have finally made it into the ballpark. 3-1, and a check swing foul ball makes it 3-2.
Seems like by the time they get all in, it's about the 3rd inning, and then they turn around and all begin leading in the 7th or 8th. They squeeze in about 4 quality innings, but frankly, that's enough.
Probably. How many SpongeBobs have we played today?
I've got a count of 5, yes, 5. You mentioned going to Springfield next week. That'll be your first trip to the new ballpark up there this year. And what do you hear around the league? What's the buzz?
3-2, swing and a miss on a curveball. And Steven Shell strikes out another hitter. His 9th strikeout. It's a new season high for a Trav pitcher. Tommy Nicholson up next. Well, the buzz is it's a gorgeous ballpark. And that you get a lot of fan support. The field is immaculate. I mean, it's owned. The field isn't owned by the Cardinals, but the operation is all Cardinals. Nicholson takes low and away for a ball. They're averaging 7,283 a game. Frisco is leading the league with about 8,800 per ball game. A lot more people in the Dallas area than in Springfield. Change up high to Nicholson, and it's 2-0.
I'm wondering when we'll see Frisco's play this year begin to affect attendance, because they're just they still seem to be coming in droves to see a team that was very successful last year, and it's really fallen off the pace this year.
2-0 to Nicholson. And a fastball from Shell on the outside corner. Nicholson walked and scored in the first, called out on strikes in the second. Well, you know, Frisco is now starting to become one of the premier sports areas in the Dallas Metroplex. 2-1 to Nicholson. A swing and a foul ball by the left-handed hitter, 2-2. Just built that soccer complex for the Dallas Burn MLS, minor league soccer. I know it's called Major League Soccer, but please. But they built a gorgeous soccer facility for that ball club and for the for youth soccer facilities as well. 2-2, popped it up, shallow left center. Going into the gap is Willits and Gates. It is Willits taking control and making the catch. Shell has now retired 7 in a row and 10 of the last 11.
The Dallas Burn. That's a soccer name, definitely.
Without question. I mean, you've got to have some kind of funky new nickname without an S at the end. But, I mean, the ballpark is gorgeous, and what's going to keep the attendance up is that they keep developing around the ballpark. That brand new Embassy Suites has opened up. A swing and a line drive base hit by Ryan Spilborghs, by Sean Barker to right center field. It rolls up against the fence. Barker has himself a 2-out double as he slides into second base. Barker is now 2 for 3. He had singled and scored in the first inning. And that stops the streak for Shell. It's 7 in a row.
So Frisco's set to get lots of walk-up traffic almost every night.
They are, and they also increased their season ticket base by a little bit. I mean, they just have a lot of people up there. Frisco is ever expanding. The Plano-Frisco area not only has a lot of people moving there, but they have a lot of disposable income. And so they can pay $1,800 for box season passes. What a ripoff, though. In all honesty, let's be honest here. What a ripoff. Ryan Spilborghs is swinging a high fly deep to center field. Back is Willits over his head, way out of here. Spilborghs is a double away from the cycle. He's hit a triple, he's hit a single, and a 2-run homer here in the 5th. Makes it 5-1 Tulsa. Straight away center field. A no-doubt shot by Ryan Spilborghs.
That's a couple of those 2-out runs that are driving manager Tom Gamboa crazy right now.
What was it? 13 2-out runs Saturday, 4 yesterday. So that's 17 plus the 2 here. Makes it 19 runs with 2 outs scored in the last 3 games by the Drillers. Slavic takes a strike on the outside corner. The home run for Spilborghs, his 3rd of the year. Knocked in 4 runs today, so 30 on the season. Slavic has struck out twice and takes a curve low and in, and it is 1-1. Spilborghs is starting to get up on the leaderboards now. 30 RBIs, ties him with Aybar and Huber. The second in the league. David Gates has fallen to 4th with his 29 RBIs. Pitch low to Slavic, 2-1.
You scrape and scuffle to get back in a ball game. You basically put together a 1-run with a couple of ground outs to get within 3-1, and it looks like your pitcher's starting to settle down, and maybe you're going to climb back into it, and then just about to get out of an inning, and bang, bang, just like that.
So much for that.
You're looking at a 4-run deficit, and it's got to hurt a little bit. It's got to feel like a little kick in the guts.
Foul ball by Slavic, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch from Shell. He strikes him out in a curve for the 3rd time. Shell's got 10 strikeouts, but has given up 2 home runs and 5 runs total. Todd, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here, Phil. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. We'll go into the bottom of the 5th. 5-1, the Drillers lead the Travs. We'll be back after these words on the CSN Travs Radio Network.
Sonic presents a mascot proposal.
Hey, Pete. Yeah. I think the extra-long cheese coney would be a great mascot.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be on the sidelines, like, shooting chili out of cannons.
I don't think people are going to like that.
And then it could put mustard in their eyes, like whipping people with himself, like...
Most people want mascots to just be, like, friendly. Like, oh, look at the funny extra-long cheese coney.
I want my mascot shooting chili, whipping people, and throwing mustard in their eyes.
Sonic. Nothing goes better with sports.
Listen up, people. It's time to blow the whistle on taste loss. Taste loss happens when you can't taste your beer, and it's seriously traumatic. The process usually happens in 4 stages. The first stage, shock.
Oh, no, you can't taste your beer.
The second stage, denial.
I can taste my beer.
The third stage, anger.
Why is this happening?
And finally, the last stage, acceptance.
I can't taste my beer.
Blow the whistle on taste loss. Pick up a great-tasting, less-filling Miller Lite with half the carbs of Bud Light. Seriously, get the memo. Miller Lite has more taste than Bud Light. Get the facts at PreventTasteLoss.com.
For 12 ounces, Miller Lite has 96 calories, 3.2 grams of carbs, 0.9 grams of protein, and 0 grams of fat. Bud Light has 6.6 grams of carbs. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live
Get out today and hit the links. Stone Links. Stone Links Golf Course is rated as one of the best public courses in the state. Sporting beautiful bent grass greens, plus lush fairways and tees. Stone Links has matured over the past 3 years into a true test of golf. Stone Links features reasonable green speed and 18 lake-style holes located 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road. Call 945-0945 for Stone Links or visit online at stonelinks.net.
Getting to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Travs trailing 5-1 against the Tulsa Drillers. Greg Porter with a mighty swing and a foul ball on the first pitch from Zach Parker. And we're back underway here in the bottom of the 5th. Phil Elson joined by Dennis Higgins now, who's been broadcasting for the Drillers for the previous 3 games. Parker winds and delivers an 0-1, and it is a high slider for a 1-1 count. Dennis been filling in for Mark Neely, the esteemed voice of the Tulsa Drillers. Here's the 1-1 from Parker. And a swing and a miss, and it is 1-2.
Well, I don't know about that. Esteemed?
I just like to use that word. Esteemed is a great word to use.
Mark's a great guy.
And now the 1-2. And Porter takes it outside. Porter had a double today in the 2nd inning. Dennis, also a former Texas League broadcaster, spent 4 years with the Wichita Wranglers. Now the 2-2 from Parker. The guy's working quickly. A swing and a high drive, deep center field. Way back is Salazar, and kiss it goodbye. It's off the screen monster in center field. A leadoff homer for Porter. That's his first of the season. And he trots around the bases. Now a 5-2 lead for the Drillers. Goodness, that was a rainmaker home run.
How about Salazar, the Tulsa Driller center fielder? He tried to deke the broadcasters. He acted like he was going to catch it, and the ball was way over his head and out of here.
I always like the reactions of outfielders when they don't even move when a ball goes over their head. Barry Bonds used to do that.
Pitchers don't like that.
No.
They feel like they're being showed up by their own teammates. Got to give an effort.
Here's Del Chiaro, and he will take a strike, and it is 0-1. Dennis, in your time you broadcast for Wichita for 4 years, so you came out to Raywinder Field, what was it, 96 through 99?
Actually, 95 through 99.
Del Chiaro was swinging a miss. He's 0 for 1, now down to the count 0-2.
And the only bad thing about that back then was we were only here once a year. I love this ballpark.
I'd like to hear people say that. And it shows me a respect for the way the game used to be. Del Chiaro, a pop-up on a fastball up at his hands, and he pops it back into the screen behind the plate, still 0-2.
Well, Phil, I'm an old ballpark fan. I think sometimes even more than the game of baseball, I love old ballparks because they represent so much that's good about our country and the history. And I've been to the last games at Old Comiskey Park, Tiger Stadium, Cleveland, Municipal Stadium. I love these ballparks.
The 0-2 is low, and the count is 1-2. So you've been to the last game at all those fields?
Last 3 games at all of those fields, and unfortunately, I missed the last 3 at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. I was supposed to go but couldn't make it.
Another 0-2 and another foul ball bouncing away from third base. Now, if there's a new ballpark built here in Central Arkansas, is there a chance to come to the last game at Raywinder?
Not only that, I'll still come to games here even though there aren't any being played.
To sit up here in the press box and stare out into space?
Just watch all the ghosts running around here.
Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a pop-up on the infield. Now, shallow center. Second baseman Nix waving him off. No one's even close to him. He makes the catch. One away. Del Chiaro 0 for 2. And Leahy up next. The Drillers lead by 3, 5-2.
Well, not only this ballpark, Bill, but I just absolutely love spending time with your general manager, Bill Valentine. I mean, you talk about a guy who embodies the history of minor league baseball and Major League Baseball. Just a fascinating man to talk to. And unfortunately, I haven't seen Bill that much this time here, but I look forward to sitting down again and chatting baseball.
Leahy is swinging a ground ball, base hit into right field on the first pitch. He is now 1 for 2. Travs with their 6th base hit of the ball game. Well, Bill's not much of a morning guy. Bill is I'll come to the ballpark whenever guy. And,
well, he's earned that.
He deserves it. That's exactly right. No one will take that away from him. And
now, what happens if you show up late?
Now, the good thing is I don't really have a time that I have to come in, as long as we're ready for the baseball game. Everybody else, I'm not sure. Wilson, you got to be ready for the broadcast. Get some sleep. Top of the order, Willits the batter. He bunted for a hit his last time up. Fouls the pitch off his foot. Hops around a little bit. He's okay.
Well, this is a great setting here today to see all these youngsters here creating future baseball fans, which, quite frankly, I think Major League Baseball has kind of dropped the ball with. The last 10, 15 years, I think they've kind of driven a lot of the young people away from the game, strangely enough.
What do you think the reasons are for that? I don't know. People think that it's much easier to, get a pickup basketball game. Football has been taken over. And baseball seems to take a little more effort, it seems, from kids. 0-1 to Willits, a swing and a fly ball in a shallow left center field. Here comes Salazar into the gap, makes a one-hand catch. And there are 2 away. Back to first goes Leahy.
Well, one thing, Phil, that's really been, as they say, a burr in my saddle is the World Series. Starting those World Series games at 9 o'clock on the East Coast, there's no way young kids can stay up and watch those games. Some of the best games we've seen the last 10 years, half the people, the kids can't watch it. And when I was growing up, I'm old enough to remember the daytime, even during the weekdays, the World Series games, we used to sneak transistor radios to grammar school and listen to the games, and just that, they created baseball fans.
Callaspo the batter. There's a throw to first. Well, of course, the first World Series night game was in 1971, what, about 40-some years after the advent of actual night baseball. So, they always played the World Series in the daytime. The pitch outside of Callaspo, he's 0 for 2.
Oh, yeah. TV didn't have the impact that it has now. Let's face it, TV runs the world.
And I think that's sad. And I can understand why it does, because most of the money that teams make now comes from TV contracts. A foul back by Callaspo, 1-1.
It's kind of like the dog chasing the tail, because the need now for revenue and income is so high that you have to pretty much kowtow to what television tells you.
And I just don't think that ratings say that a sport is more popular than the other. 1-1 to Callaspo. A swing and a drive down the left field line, hooking. And it is a fair ball. It rolls up against the fence. Leahy trots into third, Callaspo into second with a double. So that'll bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Erick Aybar. Ball was hooking down that left field line. Looked like it might get fouled, but it kicked up a little chalk as it bounced up against the warning track. And the Travs have collected a couple of extra base hits in the inning. The homer by Porter, double by Callaspo, and Leahy single sandwiched in between. I never thought that ratings should be the end-all, be-all of deciding which sport is more popular. I think that ratings say how easy it is for a sport to be watched on television. Football, once a week, on Sunday when there's nothing else to do.
Right.
NASCAR, same thing. Baseball is during the week, every night. You got to go to work or school the next day.
Right. Baseball's probably been oversaturated on TV. Major League Baseball. It's on every night.
Aybar will foul a pitch off his foot. He is 2 for 2.
Again, I'm old enough to remember just when it was the baseball game of the week on Saturdays with NBC. Tony Kubek and why am I drawing a blank?
Kurt
Gowdy before Garagiola, yeah.
0-1 to Aybar. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Here's Parker delivering outside, and it is 1-1. Aybar singled in the first up the middle. He doubled to start the fourth and scored the only Trav run up until here in the fifth. And again, out to the mound goes Conway.
I'm sort of a fan of baseball on the radio.
I love baseball on the radio.
Yeah, I grew up in the Southern California area and listened to Vin Scully every night, call Dodger games, and then for many, many years, Dick Enberg, the outstanding broadcaster, did the Angels broadcast. So I felt very fortunate growing up in the L.A. area, and I just became hooked on baseball through the radio.
It's the best way, I think, for a game to be delivered. It just doesn't translate as well on television. It is a sport that is made for the radio and made for, I guess, the imagination of people listening and for the broadcaster. A 1-1 pitch and a swing and a tip off the catcher's mask. Conway's mask falls down. The ball rolls away.
Well, you know, most people, when you go over to their house, they'll have some soft music or rock and roll, whatever they like in the background. You come over to my place, and there's always a ball game on.
Now, have you gotten that XM radio yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
That is, I mean, it'd be perfect for you. Perfect for me. I got it, and I have it on all the time. They have classic broadcasts on at 1 in the morning.
Now, that I'd like to hear.
Here's a stretch. A 1-2 count, the pitch to Aybar. A swing and a line drive, foul down the left field line. Foul maybe a foot and a half. Still 1-2. I've had a chance to listen to broadcasters I never heard before. Ross Porter, who is no longer broadcasting Dodgers games after what, about 25 years?
28 years.
He was unceremoniously let go without having his contract re-up. But heard him doing a game.
That happens once in a while in this business.
What was the one I was listening to? Game 6, 85 Championship Series, Dodgers-Cardinals. 1-2 to Aybar. Hit him. Bases loaded. Got him on the front shoulder. And it brings up Gates with the bases loaded. A chance to tie the game or perhaps go a little further. And while there's going to be a meeting on the mound with the pitching coach, Bo McLaughlin, we will pause 10 seconds for station identification. From Little Rock's Ray Winder Field, this is the Creative Sports Radio Network, your home for Arkansas Traveler Baseball.
Little Rock's ESPN 1380, KDXE, North Little Rock.
5-2, the Drillers over the Travs in the bottom of the fifth inning, and Arkansas attempting to come back. They've got the bases loaded, and their cleanup hitter David Gates up to the plate. Gates 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. Phil Elson and Dennis Higgins here on the Creative Sports Radio Network. Dennis, your favorite broadcaster, if I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, it'd have to be Vin Scully. You know, I grew up with him, and that's what's interesting about this business. We talked about this the other night off the air. It seems, and it's interesting about broadcasting, people seem, wherever they grew up, it's very geographical. Now, you grew up in Pittsburgh, so I'm sure you're you favor those announcers. You probably don't remember Bob Prince.
Well, I know him, but never heard him.
Yeah, he's a legend in broadcasting. He used to do the Pirate games.
Pitch to Gate. A strike right on the outside corner. Good off-speed pitch from Parker.
I'd say Vin Scully, though, and I don't think anybody would argue with that.
I wouldn't.
Pretty much recognized as the greatest radio broadcaster.
Gates 0 for 1 with the bases loaded this year. Pitch, check swing, foul ball, strike 2.
John Miller's another good one. Enjoy him.
And you worked with him for a season with the Giants. He's my favorite current announcer. Love listening to him.
And then right across the bay in Oakland, Bill King, who has been there forever, and he is an absolutely wonderful broadcaster.
And they tell me that he's even better at basketball when he used to do the Warriors. But he's a great A's baseball announcer.
He did the Oakland Raiders for a long time as well.
0-2, a swing and a foul ball heading into the third base seats, bouncing away.
I got to tell you, too, Phil, I had the honor in 2000 to work with Lon Simmons, longtime Bay Area broadcaster for the Giants, the A's, and the 49ers through all the glory years of the 49ers, the early years of the Giants. And he was inducted into the Hall of Fame last year, the Ford Frick winner, and I was able to go back to Cooperstown for his induction. It was absolutely wonderful.
That must have been great. Another 0-2 to Gates. A swing and a bouncing ball to short. Bernier up with it. He runs towards first a little, throws off balance, and retires Gates. The bases left loaded. Travs managed the 1 run on the leadoff homer by Porter. They leave the bases loaded. And we go into the 6th inning with Tulsa in front of the Travs by a score of 5-2. This is the CSN Radio Network, and now these words from Settle Office Products.
When it comes to a full line of office products, the name is Settle Office Products, 4412 MacArthur Drive in North Little Rock. They've been in business on MacArthur Drive for 23 years. They get free delivery anywhere in Central Arkansas. They have office furniture, office supplies, scratch and dent furniture, and they're family owned and operated. Give them a call today at 758-1050 or see them on the website at www.settleofficepro.com. Dreams makes the best reality. And the reality is that the Honda Ridgeline is here at Bale Honda, 13101 Chenal Parkway in Little Rock. It's tough as nails and rugged from top to bottom. The all-new 2006 Honda Ridgeline features a rigid closed-box frame with unit body construction and fully independent suspension for confident handling. The Honda Ridgeline with full features. Come see it today and drive it away tonight at Bale Honda, 13101 Chenal Parkway in Little Rock. Bale Honda, making your life's drive a little bit smoother.
CSN is now live on the internet at csnsports.com. Click on live broadcast in the upper left-hand corner on your homepage for live play-by-play audio, not to mention all other programs CSN produces during the year. Check out our webpage with a list of games today on CSN, the latest scoreboard, and the latest sports headlines at csnsports.com. That's csnsports.com with live coverage worldwide on the internet. csnsports.com, bringing you closer to us than ever before.
Top of the 6th inning, Drillers lead 5-2 here on a Monday now afternoon at Ray Winder Field. Jayson Nix at the number 7 spot in the order leads off and takes a pitch high. Steven Shell remaining in the game, and probably not much longer. Casey Olenberger is getting loose in the Arkansas bullpen. Shell with 10 strikeouts today. Got Nix in the first, and he grounded out in the third. A pitch in the dirt, and it is 2-0. Phil Elson and Dennis Higgins here on the Creative Sports Radio Network. I'm talking a little baseball, ballpark specifically. Dennis, you worked for a couple of years in Eugene, Oregon. Told me that the ballpark up there, what's it called? Is it Civic Stadium?
Civic Stadium.
Here's a pitch hit in the air to left center field towards the gap. David Gates is underneath it. Makes the catch with Willits trotting behind him. And there is one out. What is Civic Stadium like in Eugene? I know it's a great old ballpark.
Wonderful. It's all wood. It's got a roof because of all the rain they get in Oregon. It was originally built for soccer and football in the 30s. It was a WPA project during the Depression. The government trying to put people back to work, so they had projects like that where the local people and the lumber company donated all the lumber for that. And some of it's old-growth redwood, trees that you can no longer touch. They're protected federally by the law.
Here is Dan Conway with a swing and a high drive deep into right center field. It one hops the fence, and Willits picks it up on the gravel warning track, fires into second. Conway already at second base with his second double of the ballgame, now 2 for 3.
Well, what a strange game for Shell. You mentioned the 10 strikeouts, but I believe that's the 10th hit he's given up. So
10 hits, 2 home runs.
Not often you see that, the two extremes. But this ballpark, Civic Stadium in Eugene, is a classic. It's something you'd see out of The Natural, the movie with Robert Redford, and I'm told that the wood now there is valued at $2 to $3 million, but nobody else can use it because the wood is protected. They're not even allowed to tear that stadium down and use it for anything because they don't want to encourage people using that the old growth redwood trees.
Bernier takes a high breaking ball and it's 1-0. WPA Project Park I really enjoyed was in San Jose. San Jose Municipal Stadium.
Right, been there.
Really neat ballpark with the bullpens located in the outfield and one of the more interesting outfield fences you can find. 1-0 to Bernier. And a curveball at the high part of the strike zone called a strike 1-1.
Well, you and I both worked at another neat WPA project in Helena, Kendrick Legion Field, Helena, Montana.
That's right, in the Pioneer League in another wooden ballpark. Charming, but, you know, you get the feeling that if he dropped a lit match, the place would go up in flames. Bernier pulls a slow grounder to third base. Leahy picks it up, dives towards third, gets him out at third base. Conway trying to advance on the ground ball. Leahy charged in about 5 feet on the infield grass side. Had thoughts about throwing to first. Then he realized Conway was scrambling into third base. So Leahy dives into third and tags him out. Great play.
Well, you mentioned the other day to me, Phil, that he's a hard-nosed player and non-drafted guy last year by the Angels, and I just saw that right there. I wasn't sure at first as though he'd made the right decision, but he took that headlong dive. Very dangerous play for him, but was able to get the tag.
No kidding. It's a good thing that Conway went diving into first head first, because if he goes with those spikes, Leahy might have a couple of imprints on his face. Top of the order now, Salazar the batter, and takes it outside. It is 5-2 Drillers here in the 6th inning. Salazar is 1 for 3. The one thing I loved about Kendrick Legion Field was just the view, and you get a lot of those great views in the Pioneer League. You're looking right at the Rocky Mountains.
Mount Helena out there beyond right field.
Mount Ascension past left field. You can just see the Golden Dome of the state capitol.
Church steeples off in the distance, the neighborhoods.
Salazar takes away, and it is 2-0.
Well, that, to me, quite frankly, is why I like minor league baseball so much, because so much of minor league baseball is still like days of old. The old ballparks, as you travel around. I've been in 6 different leagues in 15 years of minor league baseball, and the old parks, the older the better, I say.
2-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. You know, the first place I ever called a baseball game was in Greensboro, North Carolina. I was 18 years old, filling in for the broadcaster for the Fayetteville Generals in World War I Memorial Stadium. It was, built in 1918, and they just replaced it this year, Greensboro. Wow. Another neat park. They had seats so close together that you would have to bring your elbows in towards your navel just to fit. And the press box, I mean, Dennis, you're a taller guy. You would not have fit in that press box.
All right.
It was cramped. And a neat ballpark. Asheville's McCormick Field. I never saw that park, but I understand that's another great old ballpark, too. They're all across the minor league, but starting to dwindle.
Well, the new parks are nice. You know, they've got all the amenities, but you can never duplicate these old ballparks. Look how close the fans sit to the action here at Ray Winder. And the press box here, I mean, the press box of the new ballparks are so far back, removed from where we're at right now, you just don't get the same feel.
I mean, basically, we're part of the crowd here. We're hanging right above, the 8th row right below us. We've got many of the fans behind us. Runner going on a 3-1. It is ball 4 outside. That is only the second walk allowed by Shell, and Salazar takes his base. Bernier goes to second with 2 outs. Tony Miller comes up. And that's going to be it for Steven Shell. Tom Gamboa has Olenberger ready to go, and Miller's already hit a home run off him today. Gamboa jogs out towards the mound. Hasn't yet pointed out towards the bullpen. Now, Shell has also struck Miller out 2 times. So Gamboa might be discussing this with him first before deciding. The infield comes on top of the mound as well. Dennis, you were part of the first season ever at SBC. Well, it's called Pac Bell Park then.
Yep.
We talk about the new parks that are gorgeous. That's a spectacular park. Shell's going to stay in the game.
Well, the best part of Pac Bell is its location. It's right there on the edge of the San Francisco Bay, and as you look out, you see the East Bay across the water, and from time to time, the big freighters will come past. It almost looks surreal. You're broadcasting a ball game, you look out beyond left in center field at Pac Bell, and here come these huge freighters that are coming over from Asia and rolling by in the background. It's pretty amazing.
That's exactly the same feeling you get at Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi.
The Big Burger?
Yeah, the Big Burger, located just past left field, is the channel leading into the bay. And here's Miller with the first pitch, a strike, right on the inside corner, 0-1. Where they get these big tankers coming through, and they're taller than the ballpark is. I mean, they dwarfs the park.
Yeah, it's a very surreal scene.
0-1 to Miller. He is 1 for 3, couple strikeouts and a homer. Curve. Called. Strike 2, 0-2. 10 strikeouts for Shell. 1 strike away from making it 11. But he's given up 5 runs, and they're all earned. Looking in for the sign. He has it. A check at second. The right-hander kicks. And the pitch in the dirt. Nice dig by Del Chiaro. The curve is at least 1.5 feet outside. Somehow he brought it up. 1-2. Well, now all the ballparks in the Texas League, I mean, you're living in Wichita. That's one of the older parks still in baseball, though it doesn't quite look like a really old ballpark.
They renovated it a few years ago to upgrade it a little bit, but built 1934, so it's an oldie but goodie. It's got a lot of history, just like this one here.
Great view of downtown as well. Here's the stretch in time called. Del Chiaro goes out to the plate.
Now, what's the name of the river that flows behind Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita?
Now, I've been talking about this for 5 years. We know it here and in Tulsa as the Arkansas River.
Everybody knows it as the Arkansas everywhere but Wichita. I'm from California. When I first got out there, they said, hey, don't make the mistake of saying on the broadcast the Arkansas River. It's the Arkansas.
And it's the big Arkansas, right?
Well, there's the big and the little, but I think that's part of the big that rolls by there.
A stretch, and now a check at second. Here's the 1-2 to Miller. Fastball, strike 3 called. He's got 11 strikeouts today, and that'll end the game for Shell with all probability. We've had a man ejected now. Miller, the hitter, called out by the plate umpire Tiller. He now throws him out of the ball game. Tom Runnels, the Drillers manager, is now trying to guard Miller, who's pointing at the umpire with his bat. He's going to shoo Miller away and not quite go nose to nose with him.
Bill, what Miller did to get ejected was he argued the strike, but then he drew a line in the batter's box with his bat, and you can't do that. He was thumbed out.
Salazar did that earlier in the game, and I was surprised that he didn't get thrown out either. Well, we're going to take a break. Dennis, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Bill, thanks for all your help while I've been here, and I look forward to coming back.
Absolutely. The score 5-2 Tulsa. We go into the bottom of the 6th on the CSN Travelers Radio Network.
Back. Only Quatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville offers a 3,000-mile warranty on every used vehicle. Back. Only Quatney Chevrolet puts a brand new set of tires on every used vehicle. Back. Only Quatney Chevrolet puts a bed liner in every used truck. Back. Only Quatney Chevrolet offers a certificate of assurance that every used vehicle is good enough for a mom to drive. Back. Only at Quatney Chevrolet will you get the new car smell without the new car price. Back. Quatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville is the only place to shop for new and used.
An accident involving a large truck can cause a lot of damage. If you're injured, you need a law firm that knows what they're doing. And while facts differ and results vary, we've had a verdict as large as $12.5 million in a single tractor-trailer case. Put this experience on your side. Call us at Gary Eubanks & Associates. We'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
AmeriPride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. AmeriPride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an AmeriPride consultant. Also specializing in the finest quality table linens, rental mats, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for AmeriPride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers.
Back at Raywinder Field, Tony Miller, the Drillers left fielder, ejected by home plate umpire Chris Tiller for arguing balls and strikes and really for playing finger paint with his bat in the batter's box. Here in the 6th inning, Tommy Murphy leads off, pops the first pitch behind the plate. Coming over to the Arkansas dugout is the catcher Dan Conway, and he makes the catch with one hand, one away on one pitch. It is still a 3-run cushion for the Drillers, 5-2 score. And the Drillers have now removed their designated hitter out of, he's no longer the DH. Ryan Spilborghs, who started the game as the DH, is now out in left field, and so that means the pitcher takes over in the number 2 spot, which was vacated by Miller when he was ejected. Mike Elward, the hitter. Parker delivers a high fastball. Parker having a fine game, 5 1/3 innings, scattering 7 hits. 2 runs thus far. He hasn't struck a batter out, and he's only allowed one man on base by way of a hit batsman. No walks. Pitch low to Elward, 2-0. Elward has grounded out twice to the third baseman, Nicholson. Taylor, the plate umpire, I could tell something was going to happen in the first inning. 2-0 pitch. And it's low ball 3-0. Salazar and Miller both showed discontent with the strike zone in the first inning. And they continued to jaw with Tiller throughout their next 3 plate appearances. There's a strike to Elward, 3-1. And so once Miller took a fastball on the low inside corner for the third strike and the 11th strikeout for Shell, he drew a line with his bat. Elward, a high fly, deep right field. Back Parker, warning track. He's got it for out number 2. Umpires do not enjoy being shown up by anybody. And the number one way for a batter to show up an umpire is to draw a line in the batter's box where he thinks that pitch crossed. So Miller shown the gate. Tom Runnels made sure he didn't bump the umpire, but Miller was pointing at him with his bat. And that's kind of a threatening move. 2 outs. Here's Porter. And a pitch for a strike. Porter homered his last time up. He's also had a double. So 2 for 2 today. The Travs had a chance to tie the game. They loaded the bases in the 5th, and David Gates bounced out to short. The pitch, a check swing, strike as he went across, strike 2. 0-2. Parker without a strikeout today. Here's the 0-2 to Porter. High and outside. That is ball 1. 1-2. It's not a new idea for the Drillers to have a pitcher come up and hit. They're a National League ball club, so anytime they play up against one of the Texas League National League affiliates, the pitcher's hit. And we all know that. Porter fouls one away, still 1-2. Of course, our Travs, as a Cardinals affiliate, had the pitcher's hit for, 35 years. That even predates the designated hitter rule. A 1-2 to Porter. Low and outside in the dirt, 2-2. Lefty versus lefty here. Porter moving back and forth a little. The 2-2, a half swing foul ball over the bleachers at third. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Olenberger loosening in the Traveler pen. Nobody throwing in the Drillers bullpen, as Zach Parker apparently will be working into the 7th inning. He winds, the lefty delivers to Porter. A swing and a line drive in a shallow center. Salazar hustles in, he slides down and makes the catch, robbing Porter of a base hit. 3 up, 3 down. The Travs hit the ball pretty well. Elward flies to the right field track. Porter line drive out in the center, nothing to show for it. 6 innings complete. 5-2, the Drillers lead the Travs on the CSN Arkansas Traveler Baseball Network.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking through Yellow Book, not the other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Walking through Yellow Book, not the other book.
It's time for a reintroduction to one of your close friends. A friend who supported you through many a spring or summer night over the years, and you never have to go searching for him. He's always in the same spot along the third base line. Baseball fans, reintroducing the Ray Winder Field Bleachers. The Bleachers are the place to gather with your other friends to catch exciting Arkansas Travelers baseball. And at just $6 a ticket, there's no place friendlier. Call the Travs at 664-1555 or visit Travs.com.
Traveler baseball goes into the top of the 7th inning. Here the total boards after 6. The Drillers 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Drillers have stranded 5 runners, and the Travs have scored 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors, stranding 5. Casey Olenberger has replaced Stephen Shell on the pitcher's mound. Shell goes the first 6 innings, giving up 9 hits and 5 runs. All those runs are earned. Shell walked 1, allowed 2 homers, and strikes out a Travs season-high 11 hitters. Olenberger, 6'4", out of Santa Rosa, California, makes his 10th appearance of the year. 8th out of the bullpen. No wins and a loss, and a .343 earned run average. 21 innings, 28 hits. 8 walks, 7 strikeouts, 2 wild pitches, and the league hitting .322 against him. He will face the 3, 4, and 5 batters, Nicholson, Barker, and Spilborghs. Spilborghs a double away from hitting for the cycle. Nicholson hitless. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Shows bunt, takes low, ball 1. So with Shell taken out, he will remain with only 1 win this year and a possibility that he'll take his 4th loss. On 3 starts, now 4 starts without a win. 1-0 to Nicholson, a swing and a fly ball into right center field. Going into the gap, Tommy Murphy, shy of the warning track a couple of steps. He makes the catch for out number 1. And Sean Barker comes up next for the Drillers. The Drillers stormed out to a very big early lead, scoring 3 runs in the first inning. Tony Miller, who has since been ejected, homered with nobody on base and 1 out. Ryan Spilborghs cracked a 2-run triple. Drillers scored their other 2 runs on a 2-run homer by Spilborghs in the 5th. Here's Barker, right-handed batter, takes a curve low and away. Barker is 2 for 3. Singled off Shell's ankle in the first, fly to right in the 3rd, and doubled and scored in the 5th inning. Casey Olenberger is ready, and here's his 1-0 pitch. A check swing, a strike on the pitch on the outside corner, 1-1. Travs runs coming with 1 in the 4th. Aybar doubled, scored on a ground out by Murphy. Porter hit a solo home run leading off the 5th. Now Olenberger sets, takes a breath, and delivers the 1-1 to Barker. Strike 2 called on the low outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last outing for Olenberger 2 days ago, gave up 2 runs in 2 innings as part of that 15-11 loss. He pitched in the 5th and 6th innings of the game. The 1-2 to Barker. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Casey ready, no one on base, 1 out. Pitch high and outside with a breaking ball, and the count is full, 3-2. Time called. Del Chiaro heads out to the mound. Who else is available today? The Travs bullpen has been overworked recently. Possibility for Aaron Pullen or Marco Sullivan, who pitched on Saturday and had some troubles. They might be able to come out and pitch. Ron Sturchbach is down tonight. Matt Wilhite unavailable. A 3-2 from Olenberger to Barker. A swing and a foul ball bouncing towards the railing at third base, keeping it 3-2. Meanwhile, the Driller starting pitcher Zach Parker has thrown 6 fairly effective innings, and a good chance he's coming out for the 7th. Olenberger working to Barker. Here's his 7th pitch to Barker. And it's fouled high, out of play on the right side. Way past first base, into the parking lot. Watch out, school buses. Still 3-2. Some of the schools have left by now. Many, however, are still here. We have not announced the attendance yet. I am guessing 5,500. Another stretch, another 3-2 from Casey. And this one hit off the mound and ricochets away from the second baseman, Callaspo. It goes to right field. Another hit for Barker. That's his second hit off the pitcher. Meaning it's his second hit that hits the pitcher. Basically the same thing that happened in the first inning. A hard line drive off of the pitcher's foot, ricocheting into right field. So Spilborghs comes up with Barker on base. And Ryan Spilborghs could hit for the cycle if he collects a double right here. Spilborghs tripled, 2 runs home in the first, singled and stole second in the third, had a 2-run homer in the 5th inning. Pitch low, ball 1. The Drillers in front of the Travs 5-2. 10 Tulsa hits, 7 Traveler hits. A lead by Barker at first. 3.5 steps. Porter holds him on. Olenberger delivered with a throw over to first base, and Barker walks in. Closest the Travs have been today, 3 runs. A pickoff move to first. He got him. Barker is picked off by Casey Olenberger. The second time Casey picked somebody off, he threw to first base as Barker took one long, loping stride towards second on his lead. He wasn't running, but he was taking a bigger lead. And instead of a short step to take the lead, he took a long stride. So there's 2 outs and a 1-0 count to Spilborghs. Still from the stretch, Olenberger. He deals. And a fly ball hit towards right field, high in the air. Back is Murphy. This has a chance. It is off the top of the wall. Spilborghs coasting at his second. He is hit for the cycle. Ryan Spilborghs has hit for the cycle at Ray Winter Field. The ball hits the top of the fence. And Spilborghs gets to the second with a 2-base hit. The ball is rolled into the Tulsa dugout. They will hold that ball for Spilborghs, and he's going to keep that baby forever. A very rare occurrence here at Ray Winter Field as the Drillers DH/left fielder Ryan Spilborghs hits for the cycle. Corey Slavic now the batter. He has struck out 3 times. And a swing and a tip foul. Strike 1. I do not believe anybody else has hit for the cycle in the Texas League this year. The Drillers had 2 players hit for the cycle a couple of years ago. And remember, 3 years ago, Hank Blaylock hit for the cycle twice in 3 games. There's a foul ball by Slavic, and it is 0-2. Olenberger delivers an 0-2. High fastball, ball 1. Tulsa base hits. 7 Travs hits. Spilborghs has 4. Check swing, a pitch outside, 2-2. A 2-2 count. Olenberger trying to get us to the stretch. Pitch, tap towards short, charging in Aybar. Gloves it on 2 hops, throws off balance. Porter stretches at first, gets the out. Side retired. The Drillers see Ryan Spilborghs hit for the cycle with a 2-base hit. They do not score, they strand a runner. Seventh inning stretch time. Drillers lead 5-2. This is the Creative Sports Radio Network.
Hi, you've reached the Johnsons. We're not available to take your call. If you're calling about the apartment for rent, please leave your name and number after the beep, and someone will get back to you.
Hi, my name is Sanjay Rana. I would like to make an appointment to see the apartment.
Oh, hi, this is Robin DePaola, and I'm calling about the apartment. Please give me a call back at 2.
Hi, hello. This is Rafael Paredes. Please call me back at 718.
This is June 2. I'd like to talk to you about the apartment. If you can please call me back.
Hello, my name's Clayton Anderson. I'm calling about the ad in the Sunday paper.
Oh, hello. This is Mrs. Johnson. You must be calling about the apartment.
I am. Is it still available?
Well, you're the first person to call about it. Are you available?
Housing discrimination of all kinds is illegal in the U.S. If you think you've been a victim because of your race, color, national origin, sex, religion, disability, or family status, call 800-669-9777 or visit fairhousinglaw.org. Fair housing. It's not an option. It's the law. Brought to you by HUD, the Ad Council, and LCCREF.
Mommy, I'm going to sing the baby a lullaby. Beautiful dreamer, in the first stage of sleep, your brain waves are low and come regularly. Soon you will be in REM dreams, where your eyes are moving and waveforms increase.
By the 6th grade, many girls lose interest in math and science, so it's up to parents to help keep their dreams alive. Go to girlsgotech.org.
A public service announcement brought to you by Girl Scouts of USA and Ad Council.
We just finished Take Me Out to the Ball game with all the kids. And I think some of the teachers were waiting for the 7th inning stretch to grab the kids and take them out of the park. As now we have a mass exodus for the exit. 5-2, the Drillers in front of the Travs. We're in the last of the 7th. 8-hitter Brent Del Chiaro leads off with Zach Parker back on the hill. He will be pitching here in the 7th inning. First pitch to Dell is inside. Brent is 0 for 2. He's flied to left and popped out to second. Parker has scattered 7 hits. He has not struck a batter out. He's allowed a homer. No walks, 1 hit batter. Del Chiaro fouls one away, and it is 1-1. 6,156 announced at the game today. A new season high for the Arkansas Travelers at Ray Winder Field. Thank you very much for bringing the kids to the park. Dell swings and misses on a changeup low and away. And the count 1-2. Warming up in the Drillers bullpen is a right-handed pitcher, Chris Young. And now Parker with a 1-2 to Del Chiaro. And he strikes him out swinging on a tight fastball. First strikeout of the day for Parker. Ryan Leahy is coming up next. Leahy, a single in his last at-bat, a ground ball to right field in the 5th. Lined out to right field in the 3rd inning, so he's been going in the opposite way and hit the ball pretty well. Time call. Plate umpire Tiller will dust off the plate. Now Parker winds and delivers to Ryan, and he swings at the hard grounder to short. Bernier takes it on 1 bounce. He'll underhand throw to first and retire Leahy. And now it's Parker with 2 hits in the 7th, with 2 outs in the 7th inning, has retired the last 6 hitters. Top of the order now, Reggie Willits. Travs had a great chance in the 5th inning with their cleanup hitter Gates batting with the bases loaded. Gates grounded out to shortstop, and the Travs haven't had a base runner since. You can hear some of the kids even singing the words to Reggie's introduction song. A strike taken. Actually, I pitched a little high ball 1. Did not call it a strike. Looked like plate umpire Tiller pointed as if it was a strike. A 1-0 pitch, and there's a strike, and it is 1-1. The looking here in the Texas League media guide to see if the media guide says anything about players hitting for the cycle in the Texas League, but I can't find anything. 1-1 to Willits. Popped up over towards the seats at third base, giving chase Nicholson. But it is into the bleachers. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Reggie Willits. Two outs, the base is empty. Drillers lead by 3. Willits a swing and a soft fly ball heading towards the line in right field. Coming in Barker, and he makes a shoestring catch. Well, the Drillers are playing an outstanding game today in the field, at the plate, on the mound. They are outworking and outplaying the Arkansas Travelers. 5-2, Drillers lead. We go to the 8th inning. But first, these words on CSN from the Air Force.
The Air Force is the only branch of service with its own community college. It's called the Community College of the Air Force, and it makes a difference. You see, in the Air Force, you earn college credit for learning your job. You can earn an associate's degree in one of 66 career fields. Your job experience goes farther in the Air Force. For more information, call 1-800-423-USAF or log on at airforce.com. Cross into the blue with the U.S. Air Force. No one comes close.
On September the 19th, 1920, the Texas League Southern Association Playoff Series. The Arkansas Travelers played Fort Worth of the Texas League in Game 1 of the best of a 7-game series. Fort Worth scored a run at the bottom of the second, and Arkansas scored 2 runs in the third to take a 2-1 lead going into the 8th inning. The first miscue for Arkansas was in the 8th when John Henry Robinson and Tony Brodom guessed that a fastball down the middle would catch Fort Worth's Ed Haley sleeping. But Haley swung away and hit it on the nose for a 2-base hit that hammered home the run that tied the score 2-all. Robert O'Brien then was the batter. He stroked the first pitch to center for a run-scoring single to score Haley from second. Fort Worth took a 3-2 lead going into the 9th. On every pitch while Arkansas was batting, 10,000 fans in Fort Worth were going delirious. Harry Harper opened the 9th with a flashing double. He went to third on a pickoff attempt at second. Bing Miller, the Travs clutch hitter, popped to second. The batter was Bill Waino. On the first pitch, a squeeze play was on. Harper came in from third. Waino missed the sign, and Harper was tagged out, and the Travers lost the game 3-2. The winning pitcher for Fort Worth in the playoffs was Whitaker, 1-0, and Roger Robinson was 0-1, the loser for the Travs. Ed Haley of Fort Worth had the only home run of the game, his first of the playoffs. With Arkansas losing their first playoff game in Traveler history, this game became known as Waino's Boner. And that's tonight's great moment in Arkansas Traveler baseball history.
Top of the 8th inning, and the Drillers in front of the Travs here on the Sonic Dr. Pepper School Day, 5-2. Jayson Nix leads off, takes low from Casey Ohlenberger. 5 runs, 11 hits for the Drillers, 2 runs, 7 hits for the Travs. That 3-run first inning for Tulsa is a big difference today. Ohlenberger in his second inning delivers, and the pitch fouled away by Nix. He is 0 for 3. Struck out, grounded out, fly out. Shortened schedule of games in the major leagues today, just 8 ball games, 4 in each league. Never expect many Monday games. 1-1 to Nix, and another foul ball makes it 1-2. This will get on top of the roof at first base. Milwaukee visits Washington. Doug Davis, Tony Armand Jr. are the pitchers. I believe that's the first time that a Milwaukee baseball club heads to Washington. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and just missed the low outside corner. That'll make it 2-2. I want to double check on that because I know the Brewers were in existence maybe 1 year when the Senators were still around. A stretch and a 2-2 pitch, and it is low in the dirt, dug out by Del Chiaro. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Milwaukee Brewers started play as the Seattle Pilots in 1969. They moved to Milwaukee in 1970, so they did go to Washington for at least a couple of seasons. Here's a 3-2 to Nix. And another foul ball over right field. Out of play. The Mets host the Reds. Chris Benson and Paul Wilson in a matchup of two disappointing starting pitchers this year. Wilson is 1-4. Benson, a couple of starts, has an ERA at 6 3/4. His wife is a lot more interesting than he is. Here's the stretch and the 3-2. And a swing and a miss. Nix strikes out. That's the 12th time a Driller batter has gone down swinging today, or looking at a third pitch strike. Conway, the batter next. The Atlanta Braves visit the San Diego Padres today. John Thompson, Kelly Stouffer, the starters. And the Dodgers take on the Marlins tonight at Dodger Stadium. Moeller and Penny on the mound. Now it's Conway batting. He's 2 for 3, 2 doubles, and he'll take a strike inside corner from Olenberger. In the American League, the Angels visit Cleveland. Paul Byrd will start against Cliff Lee. And then, of course, tomorrow, while the Travs are taking on the Drillers in the final game of the series, Urban Santana takes the hill for the Angels at Cleveland tomorrow night. Curve low to Conway, and it is 1-1. Urban making his major league debut at Jacobs Field. Hostile environment. 1-1 to Conway. Strike 2 called on a fastball at the knees, right over the heart of the plate. Texas visits the White Sox, Chan-Ho Park, against El Duque. El Duque is 5-1. Think the Yankees could still use him? Well, right now the Yankees are riding the hot bat of Tino Martinez. Where's Tino been the last 2 years? It's something about the pinstripes. The 1-2 to Conway. A swing and a miss, strike 3, and Olenberger has struck out 2 in a row. 2 outs in the 8th. The base is empty, and Bernier comes up. Tino has now hit 8 home runs in the last 8 games. And it continues to fuel thoughts of Jason Giambi either getting released or sent to the minors or possibly having his contract bought out. No matter what Joe Torre says, no matter what the rest of the Yankees say, there is no way at all that they can feel comfortable when Jason Giambi is in the lineup the way he's hitting. A pitch in the dirt to Doug Bernier, ball 1. He's 0 for 3. And I think that with Giambi's struggles last year and this year, it is proof that without steroids, Jason Giambi was a below-average ball player. There's a pitch low, and it is 2-0. Giambi, who admitted that he used steroids, obviously won't be using them these days. Hasn't even been close to the player he used to be with the Athletics. 2-0 to Bernier, and a foul back, 2-1. I'd say Jason Giambi's days of deodorant commercials are over. Yankees at Seattle today. Oakland hosting the Red Sox. Bronson Arroyo versus Kirk Saarloos. 2-1 to Bernier. Strike 2 called at the knees. Bernier 0 for 3. Olenberger looking to strike out the side. That's already happened twice today. Shell whipped the side on the first, but gave up 3 runs. Struck out the side in the second, leaving 2 runners in scoring position. Now Olenberger looking to turn the trick. Here's the 2-2 to Bernier. It is high, and the count is full. In the Texas League today, a doubleheader at Midland between the Corpus Christi Hooks and the Rockhounds. Yesterday's game rained out. Frisco hosting San Antonio, 7 o'clock. Springfield hosting Wichita, 7:10. 3-2 pitch. Bernier takes ball 4, a little high and outside. And that is the second walk allowed by a trap pitcher today. Here comes Jeff Salazar. A question about Urban Santana. If he's starting tomorrow, is he going to make just 1 start? or will they give him a couple of starts? Bill Stoneman says they'll take it one start at a time. Here's Salazar with a foul back, strike one. Now, who's going to come on deck for the Drillers? Right now, nobody is swinging on deck. The pitcher is scheduled to hit next. Number 3, Gustavo Escobar grabs the helmet, so he might come out to pinch hit. With Tony Miller ejected last inning, the Drillers put their left fielder, or their designated hitter, Spilborghs, into left field, and so remove the DH from the lineup. The 0-1 to Salazar. A called strike at the knees, 0-2. Salazar is 1 for 3. He's reached on a second inning single and a sixth inning walk, and a couple of strikeouts. Salazar has also been displeased with the strike zone of the home plate umpire, Chris Tiller. Now Olenberger reading the sign, and time called. Salazar steps out. 5-2. The Drillers in front of the Travs here in the top of the 8th. Olenberger is ready. And now his 0-2 pitch, a pitch out, nothing doing. Bernier holds at first. Jonathan Rowenhurst working in the Arkansas bullpen. Haven't seen him pitch since Friday. The sign accepted by Olenberger. A 1-2 count. The pitch to Salazar. In the dirt, bounces away from Del Chiaro. Rolls towards the dugout at first base. The wild pitch sends Bernier to second. Two and two the count to Salazar. 2 away in the top of the 8th. Here's the stretch by Casey. And another 2-2 pitch. High and inside, backing Salazar away. Crosses over the plate now. Comes back to the left-handed hitter's box. Olenberger takes the ball on the right side of the pitcher's mound, adjusts his hat. Climbs up on top. Digs in with the right foot, leans in. Runner at second, Bernier, is out to a short lead. And now Olenberger kicks with the pitch, and it is tapped towards the hole at short. Leahy picks it up way off of third. He throws to first, gets him by a hair, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits for the Drillers. One man stranded at second base. The Travs have 6 outs to work with offensively. They trail the Drillers 5-2 in the middle of the 8th. This is the CSN Travs Radio Network.
As an aircraft avionics technician, I repair just about any electronic component on the airplane.
Jared Lampkin earned a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Electronics Engineering Technology in 2003 and an Associate of Applied Science degree in 2002 from the ITT Technical Institute in Birmingham, Alabama.
My bachelor's from ITT Tech is a really well-respected degree. The school has a lot of hands-on teaching, and it's a really nice atmosphere.
At ITT Technical Institute, you can pursue skills that can be used to help you prepare for a new career or create opportunities in your current field. Call 1-800-ITT-TECH. That's 1-800-ITT-TECH, or visit us on the web at www.itt-tech.edu to investigate a campus nearest you. Find a potential new path to your future at ITT Tech.
I want to move higher, get everything I can, like my own plane.
ITT Technical Institute. Education for the future.
I never wanted a Coke so bad in my life. It's like the time I went in a shop till you drop-a-thon with my girlfriend. So there I am, pinballing from store to store across the vast expanse of this mega mall, forced to give my opinion on her clothing choices, which she promptly ignored. I think it was from all the, yeah, that looks great, honey, but I was parched. Only one thing was going to unparch me, a Coke. I would have cried, but I couldn't spare the fluid. So next time I go shopping, it'll be online.
The Drillers remove their starting pitcher, Zach Parker, from the ball game and bring out Chris Young, a reliever from Dallas, Texas. Young replaces Parker here in the 8th. Here's the line on Zach Parker. He is in line for the win. Parker goes 7 innings, scattering 7 hits. He gives up 2 runs, both earned. No walks, 1 hit batter, 1 strikeout, and 1 home run allowed. So Chris Young takes over. He is making his 16th appearance of the year and the second of the series against Arkansas. 1 win, 1 loss, and a 5.02 earned run average. Young facing trapped second baseman Alberto Callaspo. He bats from the left side and takes a strike. So Zach Parker ties a season high with 7 innings pitched. Callaspo sends a fly ball tailing away from the left fielder Spilborghs, but he makes the catch, twisted himself around like a pretzel. He went into the left field gap, overran the ball, and still was able to reach behind himself. I don't think that was a possible thing to do. He looked inhuman, turning himself around in a direction that bodies usually don't take very well. Callaspo is now 1 for 4. Aybar, the batter, has been on base all 3 appearances. Single, double, hit by a pitch, 1 run scored, and here's a foul ball straight back, strike 1. Young's 0-1. It is high and outside. 1-1 to Aybar with David Gates on deck. Third baseman creeps in as Aybar jumps out of the way of a pitch, and it's called a strike on the inside corner. One and 2 to Erick. Young's pitch. Inside, that one was inside. 2-2. Base is empty, 1 out in the 8th. Aybar swings and a fly ball in a shallow right field. Coming in, Barker. A one-hand catch off to the side. First time today Aybar is retired. And now the last 9 Trav hitters have been set down in order. Aybar was the last man to reach when he was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Cubs have been very quiet offensively since that 5th inning when they had the bases loaded. Managed only 1 run, and it was on a leadoff homer by Porter in the 5th. Gates, the batter, takes inside. He's 0 for 3, grounding out 3 times. And now Young delivers the 1-0. And it's fouled away, dribbling towards the third base dugout. 1-1 to Gates. One ball, 1 strike from Young to Gates. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And a little fister over shortstop. It is in for a hit. Into left center field. Gates now 1 for 4, and that stops a string at 9 in a row without a man reaching. Murphy comes up next, then Elward. Elward on deck represents the tying run. Murphy is 0 for 3. Second inning fly out to the right field fence. Ground out in the 4th brought a run in. And a foul out in the 6th inning. The first pitch he takes a strike. Right over the heart of the plate. It is 0-1. Now the 0-1 to Murphy. Another strike. Floating on the outside corner. 0-2. From Young to Murphy. Young throws. Curve in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-2. Rancho Cucamonga shortstop Brandon Wood homered twice yesterday for the Quakes in a 4-2 win over San Jose. Wood leads the California League with 15 home runs in 36 games. This is a shortstop. 1-2 to Murphy, a line drive over the second baseman, Nix into right field. There goes Gates trying for third base. He gets there. The throw goes to second. It was a clean single for Murphy, a sports line drive. Nix, the second baseman, had a chance to bring it in, but it looked like he either didn't reach up high enough or the ball took certainly not a bounce on a line drive, but it rose instead of falling into his glove. So there's runners at the corners, and Mike Elward comes up. A home run will tie the game. Now we'll be seeing Brandon Wood sometime, not this year, definitely next year. I believe Aybar is going to be the everyday shortstop all season here in Little Rock. Then when he goes to AAA, Brandon Wood is going to be the man here next year. Elward is 0 for 3, and he takes a first pitch fastball for strike one. Second inning and the fourth inning, Elward grounded out to the third baseman, flied out to the right field track in the sixth. Elward has a hitting streak of 6 games on the line here. More importantly, the Travs need a rally. The 0-1 and a swing and a miss. We waited on a curveball which dropped low and inside and missed it, and it is 0-2. Here's Young stretch. The right-hander's 0-2 to Elward. A curve low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mike Elward has hit 1 home run against the Drillers. 2 on the season. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, scooped up. Nice job by Conway. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Elward stepping back into the batter's box. Conway had a quick talk with Young. And now the stretch. And the 2-2 pitch with Murphy running for second. A foul ball. Straight back into the chicken wire. It rolls up the wire and onto the roof. Still 2-2. Elward represented the tying run. Came up with a big late inning homer last kid's day. Can he come up with one here? Here's the pitch. And a swing and a foul back. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Young reading the signs. He's ready. Runners at the corners. A step to third. No throw to first. Now the stretch. The 2-2 Murphy run. A curve. Hung. Driven. Deep left field. Spilborghs back. Warning track. He's there and makes the catch. Hung in the air just a little too long and hit to the wrong part of the ballpark. Elward came close. But the Travs ran 2 in the 8th inning, and they go into the 9th, trailing the Drillers 5-2. This is the CSN Travs Radio Network.
Are you tired of dealing with peeling, cracking, chipping paint, drafty houses? Then call Royal Windows and Siding right now. They can wrap your home in a blanket of insulation and add the Grand Sierra siding from Alcoa. It's the only siding with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. Call in now for special savings from Royal Windows and Siding. Never paint again. Call about the Grand Sierra Siding at 1-800-760-1419. Call Royal now at 1-800-760-1419.
It's always given you and your family the best choices of great food. Many of you are now watching those carbs, and although the Pig and Chick menu has always offered great low-carb items, there's now a special low-carb menu featuring items with the same great taste Pig and Chick is famous for. Of course, you'll still find those great Pig and Chick ribs, barbecue sandwiches, catfish, gourmet sandwiches, chicken, steaks, and more. Bring the whole family for a relaxing dinner. In a hurry, get it to go. Pig and Chick, 7824 Highway 107 in Sherwood. Open 10:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
It happens every time you open the door at Moe's Southwest Grill. Mo wants you to feel welcome, so every time you open the door. But that's not the reason people open Moe's door. It's because Mo knows burritos. And because Mo is fanatical about fresh food. You won't even find a freezer there because Mo makes everything from scratch. People open the door because Mo knows salad. And because you get to watch as your meal is made to order right in front of you in just a few minutes. And Mo knows quesadillas. So bring a friend, bring the whole family. But if you don't mind, when you do come into Moe's Southwest Grill, please only open the door once.
Jonathan Rowenhurst becomes the third trap pitcher to get involved in today's ball game. A record of 3-1 and a 159 earned run average. Rowenhurst makes his team-leading 17th appearance of the season. Rowenhurst replaces Casey Ohlenberger, who went scoreless through the 7th and 8th. And it's still 5-2 Drillers. A fastball inside to the leadoff batter here in the 9th inning. That is Gustavo Escobar, who is pinch hitting for the pitcher spot. And a pitch high and inside to Escobar, 2-0. Escobar hitting .214, no homers, 6 RBIs, batted ninth yesterday. Had a sac fly, went 0 for 3 with 1 run batted in. 2-0, and Rowenhurst's pitch is fouled away, 2-1. The Drillers will have to bring on a new pitcher for the 9th inning. The 2-1, and another foul ball off the railing at first base into the crowd. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Drillers scored 3 runs in the first inning. They haven't looked back since then. They've been in front since the second hitter of the day. Left-hander Rowenhurst with a 2-2. Rounded over the mound. Shortstop Aybar got to the ball, but overran it a little bit. It ends up behind him and into shallow center. A base hit for Gustavo Escobar. Pinch hit single. Aybar got to the ball in back of shortstop. It looked like he got to the ball too quickly. And now it is Tommy Nicholson squaring and taking a strike. Nicholson 0 for 3. Walked and scored in the first. Called out on strikes in the second. Fly to center in the 5th. Fly to right in the 7th. Here's the 0-1. Bunted, right side. Rowenhurst will pick it up, backhand. He'll flip to Porter, and instead of stepping on the base, Porter tags the runner out. Nicholson completes the sacrifice. 1-3 goes the out. The second goes Gustavo Escobar. Now Sean Barker stands in. He has 3 hits in 4 at-bats, and Spilborghs on deck. Rowan Hurst has gone 7 straight outings without giving up a run. A base hit here will score a run. Left-hander to the right-hander Parker. Inside. Ball 1. 5-12-0 for the Drillers. 2-9-0 for the Travelers. All Tulsa the last 3 games. The 1-0 to Barker. A swing and a miss. Rowan Hurst sneaks a fastball by him, and it's 1-1. Rowan Hurst sets out the belt. Checks at second, kicks with a pitch, and pops him up straight away towards the pitcher's mound. Rowan Hurst gets out of the way. Second baseman Callaspo, 5 steps to the right of second base, makes the catch. And that's the second out of the inning. When the Travs come to bat in the 9th, they'll have the bottom third of the order due to hit. Porter, Del Chiaro, Leahy. Chris Morris and Mike Napoli are available for pinch hitting duty. They'll probably need him. Here's Ryan Spilborghs, the left fielder, who is already hit for the cycle. First pitch, a swing and a miss, a big cut. Spilborghs put the Drillers ahead 3-0 with his first inning, 2-run triple off the right field fence. His single came in the 3rd to right field, 2-run homer in the 5th to straightaway center, and he completed the cycle with a 7th inning double off the top of the right field wall. So it has definitely been a memorable morning and afternoon for Ryan Spilborghs. Nothing and 1 as Rowan Hurst looks to send us to the bottom of the 9th. The lefty checks second 2 times. Now he delivers to Spilborghs. A curve low and away, 1-1. Game time tomorrow, 7:10 in the evening. Back to a regular night game. Joe Saunders pitches for the Travelers against right-hander Sandy Nin. He'll be making his Double-A debut. 1-1 pitch is inside the Spilborghs, and it's 2-1. Saunders is the only Travelers starting pitcher to post a win in the last 10 games. It'll be 11 games, counting today, that a starting pitcher for the Travelers has only recorded 1 win. Saunders picked up that win Wednesday at Corpus Christi. Stephen Schell today in line for the loss. Best he can do is a no decision. 2-1 pitch is far outside, 3-1. Sign taken by Rowan Hurst. Here comes the 3-1. And a half swing. Caught at first by Porter on a line drive, and that's the first time and only time that Spilborghs is retired today. Rowan Hurst pitches a scoreless 9th inning, dances around a leadoff single, strands him at second. Last chance for the Travs. Either they score 3 runs or they've lost 3 in a row and fall 3 games back of the Drillers. 5-2 Tulsa. This is the TSN Travs Radio Network.
Home run with your family tonight. Whether you're planning a meal before the game or snacks for the game, remember to include milk, cheese, and yogurt in the game plan. 3 servings a day of dairy is the right amount to help keep your body healthy. It's easy. Just look for the 3-a-day logo on your favorite calcium-rich dairy foods at your local retailer. For more information, including recipes and coupons, visit www.3aday.org. Have you had your 3-day today? The power of cheese.
Brewery, can I help you?
Hi, I just bought a 6-pack of your beer, and I think there's something missing in it. There's no taste in beer.
There's no taste.
I was hoping maybe somebody in shipping could send me flavor. Like, I'm not trying. All I want is flavor.
Sure, there's no flavor.
Is there like a flavor distribution center in my neighborhood? I'll pick it up.
No, there's no center.
I'll tell you what. I got some Miller Lights here. That'll do the trick. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good day.
If you're going to choose on taste, choose the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller & Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
Better choices. Sonic's got them, others don't.
Come in today for the spicy taste of Sonic's new Cajun chicken sandwich. A tender grilled chicken breast topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, pepper jack cheese, ranch dressing. Then seasoned with Sonic's savory blackened sauce. It's a little bit of New Orleans flavor served up hot and fast the way only Sonic can do it. But only for a limited time at participating Sonic drive-ins. The new Cajun chicken sandwich. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Last chance for the Travs, and the Tulsa Drillers have brought in right-hander Gentry Bexton. If you're looking for the Travs to come back on a pitcher for the Drillers, well, Tom Runnels has brought that one in. Gentry Bexton has allowed 8 runs on 10 hits in 4 1/3 innings against Trav hitters. And he is on to try to save this game. Greg Porter leads off. He is 2 for 3. And to get away from a fastball, the count is 1-0. The numbers on Bexton on the year aren't bad. 2-0, 1 save, a 3.79 ERA. 1-0 pitch and a foul ball bouncing off the first base railing is 1-1. Bexton giving up 8 runs to the Travs. He isn't allowed a run against any other team. Now 15 innings against other teams in the league, scoreless. 1-1 to Porter, a broken bat, ground ball to second base. Up with it is Nix. His throw to first retires Porter. The barrel of the bat goes flying just to the lip of the infield grass, where first baseman Corey Slavic picks it up and tosses it away. Here comes Chris Morris out to pinch hit. Morris pinch hits for Brent Del Chiaro. Ryan Leahy now steps on deck. So Morris, who is hitting .329 without a homer and 10 RBIs, 2 triples, 2 doubles. He will step in and bat left-handed against Bexton. Bexton 6 feet tall, 175 pounds. Third baseman comes in. The pitch to Morris. And a swing and a miss, strike 1. Bexton hails from Sandy, Utah, in the Salt Lake area. On for his second save, the 0-1. Showing bunt. Morris almost hit by the pitch as he runs up in the box and tumbles to his feet. Had to get out of the way of that pitch thrown on about his ankles. And it is 1-1. Travs need to get 2 runners on base to bring the tying run to the plate. Morris, Leahy, then Willits and Callaspo. The 1-1, and Morris a swing and a miss, strike 2. 5-2 Drillers. A Tulsa win ensures that the Drillers leave Little Rock in first place, and they could even be in front by 4 if they win tomorrow. The 1-2 to Morris, a swing and a ground ball up the middle. Second baseman Nix is there, and the throw is in time. 2 outs in the ninth, still nobody on base. Leahy comes up next. Leahy is 1 for 3. A 5th inning single, his base hit. First pitch low, ball 1. Becksted's lone save this year came against Springfield back on April 16th. Here we are exactly 1 month later, looking for his second save. 1-0 to Leahy, a strike called. 1-1. When Leahy last hit against Beckstead in a home run off him on Saturday night. 1-1 pitch. Slider at the knees, a called strike, and now the Travs down to their last strike. 1-2 to count, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. The Travs haven't lost 2 in a row at home coming into this series, and now they're a strike away from making it 3 losses in a row. Pitch. Ball 2, missed outside, pretty close, 2-2. Beckstead gets the sign. He's ready. Right-hander delivers to Leahy, and a foul ball hit by Ryan, bouncing into the crowd at third base. It remains 2-2. Travs had their one chance to get back into the game in the 5th with the bases loaded. Haven't really come close since then. 2-2 pitch, a ground ball over the mound. Second baseman Nix picks it up and back at second. He throws to first, and Nix takes care of all the outs in the 9th inning. 1-2-3 go the Travs, and Drillers have taken 3 in a row. Travs came into Saturday's game winners of 3 of 4. They've now dropped 3 straight to the Drillers and fall 3 games off the pace. 5-2 the final score as the Drillers beat the Travs on a Monday morning/afternoon game. And we will have our total boards coming up after these words on the CSN Travelers Radio Network.
Hey, nobody said quitting smoking was easy, but others have done it, and you can too, with help from the SOS Quit line, 1-866-NOW-QUIT. They'll give you the help you need to kick the tobacco habit. It's free, and it's free of nagging and preaching, too. So call 1-866-NOW-QUIT and get the help you need. What have you got to lose, besides the most dangerous habit you've ever had? 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Call now.
The third base coach. He doesn't get much attention. You've never heard of a third base coach groupie, have you? But he's vital to the success of the team. His experience and knowledge of the game can mean the difference between scoring a run or getting thrown out at the plate. Allstate agents play a similar role to the third base coach, although they have experience with much more than just home. They can help with auto insurance, life insurance, and your retirement needs as well. And they'll do it without using any crazy signals. They'll help you understand the coverage options available so you can find the one that's right for you. You deserve a team with big league experience. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
To get a team with big league experience, just visit your local Allstate agent. Call 1-800-ALLSTATE or click on allstate.com. Insurance subject to availability and qualifications. Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Here are the totals at Raywinder Field. Tulsa, 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors, 8 runners left. The Arkansas Travelers scored 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 7 runners left. The winning pitcher today is Zach Parker. His record is 4-2. Losing pitcher is Stephen Shell. He falls to 1-4. One save was for Gentry Beckstead, his second of the season. 3 home runs hit in the ball game, 2 by the Drillers. Ryan Spilborghs hit his 3rd hit for the cycle. Tony Miller hits his 6th home run and was ejected later on. The Travs homer came from Greg Torter, his first. Travs fall to 20-17, and the Drillers now at 23-14. Allstate Insurance postgame report comes up after this. This is Arkansas Traveler Baseball on the Creative Sports Radio Network.
Arkansas Traveler Baseball on the CSN Radio Network was brought to you by the ITT Technical Institute online at itt-tech.edu. By Coca-Cola, make it real. By Miller Lite, prevent taste loss with Miller Lite. And by Allstate, you're in good hands with Allstate. And by the Sonic Drive-In. Arkansas Traveler Baseball has been brought to you statewide on the Creative Sports Radio Network by Bale Honda. See the new Honda cars and trucks today. By the U.S. Airports, crossing to the blues. the Bank of the Ozarks, with several locations to serve you, and by the Canadian Tax Advisory Group. Arkansas Traveler Baseball has been a presentation of CSN, the Creative Sports Radio Network. Stay tuned next for the Traveler Postgame Show, right here on CSN, the Creative Sports Radio Network.
Daddy, I think Bullet wants to go outside.
Then take him, son. Sure, he's a Great Dane, meaner and 100 pounds heavier than you. Sure, he's strong enough to tow an SUV, but you're a Peterson, and at 4, you're a man. So take Bullet's chain and wrap it around your wrist twice.
Like this?
I use both hands, but hey. Now show him who's boss. Let him know who's top of the food chain.
But I'm afraid I could get hurt.
I'm afraid I don't understand. Just keep him away from that cat.
Come on, buddy.
You wouldn't treat your child like an adult, so why put them in adult seat belts? If they're under 4'9", they need a booster seat.
Make him spit that cat out this instant.
For more information, go to boosterseat.gov. This message brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Ew, it stinks in here.
Passing gas. Is there a right time and a wrong time to do it?
Come on, huh? I'm trying to eat.
When indoors in the company of others, passing gas is not only taboo, it can be deadly.
I'm gagging.
Passing gas releases a plume of toxic vapors like ammonia and hydrogen cyanide.
You're killing us over here.
Every year, hundreds of infants exposed to passed gas die.
What? I cracked a window?
And just opening a window isn't enough. These deadly fumes can linger in the room for hours after odors have dissipated.
Daddy, you promised you'd smoke outside.
You're right, Pumpkin. Excuse me.
If you smoke, take it outside. Don't pass gas. A message from the American Legacy Foundation and the Ad Council. Get the facts at don'tpassgas.org.
The Allstate Insurance Arkansas Traveler Postgame Show is brought to you by Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Back here at Raywinder Field for the Allstate Insurance postgame report. Travs lose it today by a 5-2 final score and fall 3 games off the pace. Let's recap the ball game, starting in the first inning where Tony Miller took Stephen Shell deep with 1 out to right field. Miller's 6th home run of the year gave the Drillers an early 1-0 lead. Shell then walked Tommy Nicholson. Sean Barker singled off of Shell's ankle, putting Nicholson to third. Ryan Spilborghs then came up. Boy, what a game Spilborghs had. His first of 4 base hits was a 2-run triple in the first inning, bringing home Nicholson and Barker 3-0. The Drillers led. Shell would strike out the side in the first and second innings, as the Travs fielders didn't record a putout until the third. But it was still 3-0 Tulsa going into the fourth when the Travs finally broke through against Zach Parker. Erick Aybar led off the fourth with a double to left center field. He would go to third on a ground out and score on a ground out by Tommy Murphy. So it was 3-1 Tulsa going in to the fifth. After 2 outs were recorded in the fifth inning, Shell had set down 7 batters in a row and 10 of 11, but then Sean Barker doubled to right center, and Spilborghs brought him in with a towering 2-run homer to straightaway center field, third of the season for Spilborghs, and it was 5-1 the Drillers. Travs managed their last run as Greg Porter led off the fifth with a solo homer to center field. The Travs would later load the bases in that fifth inning, but with 2 outs, David Gage grounded out to shortstop, and that was the last time the Travs threatened in this ball game. The big story, however, is Ryan Spilborghs, as he hit that home run in the fifth, finished with 4 RBIs and hit for the cycle when he hit a double off the right field fence in the seventh. And so the Drillers go on for the 5-2 win over the Arkansas Travelers. First 3-game losing streak of the season here at Raywinder Field for the Travs, and they fall now to 20-17, while the Drillers are 23-14. We'll check the Texas League games that will be played later today after these words on the CSN Travs Radio Network.
The third base coach. He doesn't get much attention. You've never heard of a third base coach groupie, have you? But he's vital to the success of the team. His experience and knowledge of the game can mean the difference between scoring a run or getting thrown out at the plate. Allstate agents play a similar role to the third base coach, although they have experience with much more than just home. They can help with auto insurance, life insurance, and your retirement needs as well. And they'll do it without using any crazy signals. They'll help you understand the coverage options available so you can find the one that's right for you. You deserve a team with big league experience. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
To get team with big league experience, just visit your local Allstate agent, call 1-800-ALLSTATE, or click on allstate.com. Insurance subject to availability and qualifications. Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Norfolk, Illinois.
Better choices. Sonic's got them, others don't. Come in today for the spicy taste of Sonic's new Cajun chicken sandwich. A tender grilled chicken breast topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, pepper jack cheese, and ranch dressing. Then seasoned with Sonic's savory blackened sauce. It's a little bit of New Orleans flavor stood up hot and fast the way only Sonic can do it. But only for a limited time at participating Sonic drive-ins. The new Cajun chicken sandwich. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Brewery, can I help you?
Hi, I just bought a six-pack of your beer, and I think there's something missing in it. There's no taste in the beer.
There's no taste?
I was hoping maybe somebody in shipping could send me flavor. Like, I'm not trying, all I want is flavor.
Sure, there's no flavor.
Is there like a flavor distribution center in my neighborhood? I'll pick it up.
No, there's no center.
I'll tell you what, I got some Miller Lights here. That'll do the trick. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good day.
If you're going to choose on taste, choose the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
Well, none of the other games in the Texas League have yet started. There's going to be a doubleheader tonight at Midland Citibank Ballpark beginning at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Corpus Christi and Midland rained out yesterday, so they make up the game today. Mid starts today at 24-11. They are 5.5 games in front of San Antonio, with Corpus Christi at 13-22. The Hooks 11 games out. Elsewhere in the West Division, it's San Antonio taking on Frisco. 7 o'clock start time at Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark. And Wichita and Springfield in the East Division, 7:10 start time. Check the Major League games and the starting pitchers. All 8 night games tonight in the Major Leagues. But first, we'll have these words on CSN from Settle Office Products.
When it comes to a full line of office products, the name is Settle Office Products, 4412 MacArthur Drive in North Little Rock. They've been in business on MacArthur Drive for 23 years. They give free delivery anywhere in Central Arkansas. They have office furniture, office supplies, scratch and dent furniture, and they're family owned and operated. Give them a call today at 758-1050 or see them on the website at www.settleofficepro.com. Dreams makes the best reality. And the reality is that the Honda Ridgeline is here at Bale Honda, 13101 Chenal Parkway in Little Rock. It's tough as nails and rugged from top to bottom. The all-new 2006 Honda Ridgeline features a rigid closed-box frame with unit body construction and fully independent suspension for confident handling. The Honda Ridgeline with full features. Come see it today and drive it away tonight at Bale Honda, 13101 Chenal Parkway in Little Rock. Bale Honda, making your life's drive a little bit smoother. Do you feel like you pay too much in taxes? If you're 55 or older, let the professionals at Canadian Tax Advisory Group show you how you can possibly reduce or eliminate your taxes. Ask about our complimentary tax analysis service. Call today for an appointment at 1-800-550-1759. That's 1-800-550-1759. Our office is located at 102 Country Club Parkway, Suite B in Maumelle. The Canadian Tax Advisory Group, where we can help you save on your taxes. Why do people statewide across the state of Arkansas like CSN? Here's Gary Coates, General Manager and owner of affiliate KBJT in Fordyce.
Well, I like it because it's Arkansas-oriented. You know, the things that that CSN carries are always, from within the state, and for the most part, and it's a real big help to our broadcast schedule.
CSN now in their 27th year.
8 games in the major leagues, all at night. We'll start in the American League, where the L.A. Angels visit the Cleveland Indians. And it's going to be Paul Byrd on the mound for the Angels. He'll be taking on Cliff Lee, Arkansas native, who's gone 4-1 to start the season. Texas and the White Sox in Chicago today. Chan-Ho Park and El Duque on the mound. 3-1 Park, 5-1 El Duque. Red Sox and Bronson Arroyo, who's come out of the gate quickly with 4 wins, no losses, and a 2.91 ERA. Red Sox at Oakland at right-hander Kirk Saarloos for the A's. The Yankees look to extend their 8-game winning streak. They're playing at Seattle tonight. Weighing on the mound for the Yankees, Aaron Seeley for the Seattle Mariners. 4 games in the National League, Milwaukee and Washington at RFK. Doug Davis versus Tony Armas Jr. It'll be the Reds at the Mets at Shea Stadium. Paul Wilson and Chris Benson are the starting pitchers. The Braves at San Diego today at Petco Park. It'll be Thompson versus Stouffer. San Diego playing some very good ball these days. They won 4 in a row. They're half a game behind Arizona for first place. Arizona has the day off. And the Florida Marlins and Dodgers start a series at Dodger Stadium today. It'll be Moeller versus Penny. Penny hosting his former Florida Marlins teammates. Those are all the games across the major leagues, and you're up to date now on the Southwest Airlines Out-of-Town scoreboard. Don't forget, you can always log on for low fares online at southwest.com. BC Powder Player of the Game will be awarded after these words on the Creative Sports Radio Network.
Can you tell one cough from another? Let's see. Take this cough test. Name this cough. That's a flu and cold cough. Name this cough. That's a sore throat cough. That's a viral cough. That's a COPD cough. A COPD cough doesn't sound that much different from other coughs. That's why any persistent cough should be checked out by your doctor. Left untreated, a COPD cough could affect how much air your lungs are able to hold, and over 11 million Americans may have a COPD cough. COPD, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, is rising so fast, soon it will be the 3rd leading killer of adults in the country. Don't take chances. Get answers. Visit the American Lung Association online at lungusa.org or call 1-800-548-8252. That's 1-800-548-8252. The American Lung Association, improving life one breath at a time.
Hi, I'm Roseanne Cash. To millions of people, Johnny Cash was a music legend. To me, he was just Dad. When he died, a lot of people thought a lifetime of hard living finally caught up with him. And it's true, Dad had his demons. But he also had diabetes. For years, he ignored it, even as his health and vision slipped away. Until one day, as he sat in his office, surrounded by books he could no longer read, he said to me, "This is a room full of regret now." Diabetes is serious. It can steal your sight, your limbs, and worst of all, take you away from the people who love you. But it doesn't have to be this way. If you have diabetes, test and control your blood sugar regularly. You'll be healthier and you'll feel better, too. For a free new guide on managing your blood sugar daily, visit healthywithdiabetes.org. A message from the American Association of Diabetes Educators.
A rather easy choice for the BC Powder Player of the Game. Not often you see somebody hit for the cycle, but Ryan Spilborghs does it today. Spilborghs, who had the triple in the first inning, a single in the third, homer in the fifth. The double completed the cycle in the 7th inning. It's the first Texas League player to hit for the cycle this year. Spilborghs finishes the game 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs, leading the Drillers to their 3rd straight win over the Arkansas Travelers in the final score 5-2. Ryan Spilborghs is today's BC Powder Player of the Game, and an outstanding effort from him. Congratulations for hitting for the cycle. That's certainly quite a feat. BC Powder is the official pain reliever of the Arkansas Travelers. BC gets into your system fast, and BC goes to work fast. For headaches, backaches, muscle pain, nothing is faster than BC. Use as directed. We'll wrap up the Travs 5-2 loss to the Drillers after these words on the CSN Arkansas Traveler Baseball Network.
Ed and I sell soft drinks at ball games. He first told me about BC Powder.
We carry big trays of drinks up and down the stadium steps. Man, it's a killer.
And with a backache, that tray feels heavier and heavier.
And the stairs are tough on your knees.
One night I was bragging, and the game wasn't half over.
I told Brian he needs a BC to stop the pain fast, because it goes to work quick.
PC stopped the pain, got me right back to work.
BC goes down easy with a soft drink, but don't tell the boss, okay?
BC, pain relief at the speed of powder. Use as directed.
I never wanted a Coke so bad in my life, like the time I took this really hot girl to a scary movie. I just finished the entire tub of popcorn, extra salt, and my date had just finished her Coke. Which she could have offered me some of, considering it did pay for it, but whatever. So, I'm sitting there and my mouth is like a solid when she gives me the look. But there's no way I could kiss her. I gotta tell you, I would have done anything to have a Coke at that moment. They say the best lessons are hardest learned. I say don't date a girl who won't share her Coke. Coca-Cola. Make it real.
Sonic does a little trash talking.
Hey, Pete, you having some tots?
Yeah, man, fueling up for the big game.
Mm-hmm. I've been working on my trash talking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me hear some.
Okay. Oh, what's up? You think you're going to make more basketball points on the basketball court with shooting the basketball through the basketball rim than me? Well, check it out. We'll see about that, brah. Pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah, sweet and long.
Sonic, nothing goes better with sports.
Hey, fans, Bill Valentine here with a question. When was the last time you saw the Travs turn a triple play? That's right, I can't remember either. So this year, we're going to celebrate if the Travs manage to turn that trick. $100,000 to one fan if the Travs will complete a triple play during the 6th inning of a home game. You got to be 18 to enter with a valid driver's license, and you must be present to win. It's the Travelers' $100,000 triple play giveaway all season long here at Raywinder Field.
Well, the Tulsa Drillers have stormed out to a 3-game lead over the Arkansas Travelers by virtue of 3 straight wins here at Raywinder Field. Today's game 5-2, really not much in doubt. The Drillers got out 3-0 before the Travs even came to the plate. Here are the official final totals. Drillers score 5 runs on 12 hits. They do not commit an error, and the Drillers strand 9. Travs, 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Arkansas strand 7. Winning pitcher is Zach Parker. His record is 4-2. Steven Shell, although he struck out a Travs season-high 11 batters, also allowed to 5 runs. Shell falls to 1-4. The save for Gentry Beckstead, his second time of game, 2 hours, 43 minutes, and the paid attendance, 6,156. The Drillers' record now 23-14, while the Travs fall to 20-17. They're 3 games in back, and the best they can do is get to 2 games back by virtue of a win tomorrow. Tomorrow, 7:10 start time, the Travs have left-hander Joe Saunders taking the mound with a record of 3-1 and a .365 earned run average. He'll be going up against right-hander Sandy Nin, who makes his first Double-A appearance. At Single-A Modesto in the California League, Nin was 4-1 with a .255 ERA. 7:10 first pitch. We'll have the ITT Tech pregame show at 6:45 right here on the Creative Sports Radio Network. A big thank you to Josh Harrison and Mike Harrison, our producer-engineers back at CSN Center Control, and to our radio stations tuning in on the network today, KOTN, Pine Bluff 1490 AM, Total Sports 1380 KBXE, and our flagship Arkansas Sports Radio, KASR 92.7 FM in Conway, Little Rock. This is Phil Elson. So long from Raywinder Field. Once again, the final score, the Tulsa Drillers 5, the Arkansas Travelers 2. Folks, don't forget, it's just a game, and we'll talk baseball again tomorrow night.
The Arkansas Traveler postgame show was brought to you by Allstate Insurance. See your nearest Allstate Insurance agent anywhere in Arkansas today. And remember, you're in good hands with Allstate. Arkansas Traveler Baseball has been a presentation of CSN, the Creative Sports Radio Network.